Welcome to the Big Trauma Show, everybody. Appreciate everybody being here. Second episode, we back at it for the second episode. I'm here. I'm your host Matt. This is my man Chris, aka my man Toon, aka Nebuchadnezzar. You know what I'm saying, aka King Chris, whatever you want to call him.
Don't call me whack. Don't call me whack.
Yeah, don't hit him with that.
You call me anything else.
Appreciate everybody coming out. Like I said, it's our second podcast. We trying, add little things each time and do a little bit better, hopefully, and for y'all experience. You have any If you guys have any suggestions, let us know, in the comments, and we'll go from there. We got a couple things we're gonna talk about here. I guess we can go around to start off, and just everybody can just kind of introduce themselves, say your name, or kind of whatever you want to include. You don't have to say if you're single, if you're this, whatever you want to do, your job, whatever you want to throw in there. Just give us a quick introduction, and we'll take it from there. All right. You got first. Here we go. We'll start over here.
All right. So I'm Bree. I'm 26, and I'm from PG County, Maryland. And And
Here we go, Bree, 26, PG County. Here we go.
Brooke. Hey.
Hey, Brooke.
What's up, my man's? Here we go, Brooke. Right.
Hey, my name is Chris Cash. Second time on the Big Trauma Show. Happy to be here.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, so as you know, I'm on my own podcast, Young Black and Bothered. Also do a little rapping on the side, so check it out. They try to challenge me in here, but we're gonna see what happens at the end.
Okay. Got the beats.
Yeah, you already know.
Yeah.
Just here for another good episode. I hope we all bring some good energy.
Here we go. Appreciate you.
I'm Charlie's from PG County.
Here we go. Appreciate you.
My bad, y'all. I'm from Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. Hey, we here with it.
What borough?
Yeah,
I'm from Lakewood Park.
Okay.
Northeast.
Good folks over there.
Next.
Some bad folks, too.
My guy.
Oh, hey, how's it going? Sorry. My name is John. I'm a bartender from D.C. or PG County, which you want to call it. Born in D.C., raised in PG County. And yeah, come here to support my folks.
It's my guy right there.
Y'all can't see right, but he's very attractive.
Yes.
Very attractive man.
Hold on, we got cameras on this?
No. This is the mystery.
Backstage.
We got a mystery couch. It's
Backstage.
beautiful. Cool.
We got one more.
I'm Ayana from the Baltimore area.
Okay.
Baltimore the building.
Fucking do you?
Welcome.
Appreciate you coming through. And
I'm Rico. What's up?
Okay.
I'm 25 years old from Richmond.
All right,
man. Chris, you got anything?
Hold on, wait. Let me get my
Big
cap.
25.
Get your cap. Okay. He got
25. No, I'm just.
He said, "Get my cap out."
It's not his birthday yet. All right. I need Bombay for this. So we gotta liven up. I think everybody, everybody gotta wake up. You know what I'm saying? So let's go.
We gonna pull up what time before we start the podcast.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get
pull your joint up. I say that. Everybody got their joke, man.
Let's get the juices flowing.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I'm
Here we
saying?
go. Big Trauma Show episode 2, man. Appreciate everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate everyone. Click.
Salute.
All right.
Here we go. All right. So as you guys know, we're kind of dealing with modern relationships, and just like the dating climate now, especially specifically in this area, it's a little bit different. If you go to the Midwest, you in Nebraska and shit, it's probably a little different than it is here in DC.
I got it.
So like I said, we're just here to kind of throw a couple things around. The first thing that we kind of want to get into, and like I said, we'll kind of go around, see what everybody's thoughts is, feel free to chime in whenever you need to. The first thing we want to get into is, do you as this is obviously for the ladies, do you feel men are intimidated by modern women, especially in this area? And the reason that I asked that, and the reason we're kind of bringing that up, is you hear that a lot. So you'll hear a lot of people like, oh yeah, the last relationship I had, blah blah blah. I was too strong for him. I was too this. So it could be whether you're intimidated, whether you feel like it's too much, like, oh, this young was too masculine for me, or she was too this or too that. And how do you, in terms of your dating, like I said, your dating past and what you guys have been, what you guys have been through, do you feel like that's a thing? because people talk about it a lot. It's a big thing in terms of being intimidated. For me, it's I mean, it's kind of wild. Like, I think, you know, I'll let you guys say what you got to say about it, and we'll kind of chime in as we got to. But you guys understand the question, understand what we're asking? Because it's a thing that goes around a lot, and it's kind of like, they're like, oh, she's too masculine for me. And I feel like that's... So in terms of whether it's masculine or they're intimidated or it's kind of like the rough around the edges, whatever you want to call it, and just kind of... Is that something you guys encounter? Something you feel? Like, what are your thoughts on that? How would you... Do you have anything to...
Well, I mean, that's a very loaded question, so I feel like it's a lot of pieces to it. I'll definitely say a lot of men feel like women nowadays are not really carrying that feminine energy. A lot of us are not really playing into the typical gender roles that women used to back in the day. But to me, it takes... I don't know, these men nowadays, I'm not saying y'all personally,
Hey, so for the record, we're talking in general, so whatever we talk about, we're not talking about you. You'd be like, oh, well, I never met that. But you know what the climate is on. So, like, for what you just said, it's perfect. Like, we're talking in general. It's not necessarily, you know...
Another thing is we also talking, like, in the majority, you know what I'm saying? We don't really...
In general,
the minority, you know, obviously there's anomalies in every situation, but for the most part, we're talking about the majority. So nothing is 100%. You know, like, oh, you said this. All men do this. All women do no.
Nothing's 100%.
Nothing's 100%. So.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, perfect. Yeah, go ahead, do your thing.
Okay, I just want to put that little disclaimer out there.
Sure.
Okay, I would say a lot of men now are very sassy. They're very sassy.
Okay, explain that. Explain sassy. What you mean by sassy?
So okay. A lot of men now, to me, they don't want to step up to the plate and do what they're supposed to do to take care of their woman. They want to be the one taken care of. They want to be the one chased, pursued. They want to be taken out and all that other stuff. They want their flowers and all of that. And I understand guys deserve to be treated, you know, just like, yeah, they do. Y'all do. Y'all do.
I'm glad you said
but
that.
it's like, you know, to me, it's like a give and take. It's not like, well, you know, well, since I asked you out, you know, you got to pay for it, though. What? No, it should be a two-way street. Like, okay, I can take you out this time, but the next time, all right, I'm gonna expect you to treat me. Like, you know, have it be equal. Like, I feel like a lot of the times now, guys just, they don't want to cater to nobody. Chivalry is dead. You know, it's just really like kind of selfish and one-sided. It seems like a lot of women have a lot of stuff to give, and guys just want to take.
Wow. Okay.
But
that's hey.
As far as the feminine energy and like men saying women are masculine and stuff like that, I just think it's the type of guy.
Well, what do you think they mean though? So when they say masculine to you, when someone says, "Oh, this woman, like she's too masculine," because like, well, go ahead, I'll let you answer. But like, what do you take from? What do you think when they say, "Okay, she's too masculine"? What is that? What do you?
I mean, she's probably strong-willed, and she's probably like an alpha female.
But nothing to do with her looks, nothing to do with anything like that. Just in terms of her personality.
I'm thinking most of the time it's usually based off her looks. A lot of men will date women who are a little masculine.
Well, I'm saying I'm talking about the masculine part of it has nothing to do with if you're. You know, have makeup on, if you have a nice dress on, if you're beautiful, it has to do with your personality.
I think it is.
Right. No, I agree with that. I'm just making sure that...
But it could be appearance too. Yeah.
No, it could be, yeah.
I think it's mostly, when they say it though, it's mostly about their personality and like talking to them and stuff like that. Okay, so men is too sassy for you. They're too sassy. No, but you explain kind of what you meant by that. And they're too sassy, so... Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a great point. That's a good take. You know, it's a good take. It's a good take.
I think that we're in a time now where everything has to be labeled, right? Everything has to have some sort of something. Like somebody has to justify it, and it has to have some sort of name or label of it. And intimidation, I don't really think it's intimidation, right? She's just not for you. Why? Because... You know, like intimidation, meaning that you think that she's more than what you can get, or like in what sense are we speaking intimidation? That's what we're trying to figure out also, because it gets thrown out there so much, like, oh, he's intimidated. I'm like, what are you talking about? Intimidated because you have a bad attitude? Like, yo, I'm just good on you. You know what I mean? it ain't intimidation. Like we may not be in the same. You know what I mean? We may not have the same things. I may be on a knowledge level above you, or I may be on something, but that don't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
your personalities may not necessarily click the way they
it
work.
don't have to be intimidation.
I feel you. I agree. It just gets thrown out there so much.
All
like,
the
oh, you
time.
intimidated. It's like, yo, son.
Right.
I don't know if you're trying to like find a way to get an upper hand on shit or why women are so gung ho to say that.
You gotta put a label. They have to put a label on it. Like everybody, it has to be something, you know, like a point.
Yeah.
Everybody nowadays,
but also,
everything
look, I'm gonna just throw this out there. I feel like women make it worse with their friends when they're talking about that girl. They can't handle you. Blah 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 blah. They don't. It's rare. Look, maybe I'm wrong, but it's gotta be rare. Because like in general, women be bullshitting with each other.
If it's obvious,
but in general, women don't be keeping it 100 with. They be like, "Oh, girl, you look great." Whole time she look flaw as hell.
True friends be keeping it.
True, but that's rare. Jones be friends with somebody just met at Victoria's Secret 2 weeks before.
But then people be having real friends that they know.
Of course, and that's not the majority. Most time they just met them and they gonna not be friends in 2 months. Like, you know what I'm saying? For the most part, Jones kind of
I guess.
So, like, with the intimidation aspect, like, and everybody, I feel like, you know, when we're trying to figure out why that word gets used, I think it's because you will never hear a man say the woman was intimidated by me. Right. That's why it didn't work out. So I think it's basically a word that it's kind of like used to emasculate men. So when a woman is saying it, it's like that's her slight towards the man, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, it's like you rarely will hear a man say, "I was intimidated." Like a man's not going to say that because intimidation is a slight on your character as a man. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why that's one of the reasons that women use it, is because it's a slight to the man. Like it takes the accountability away from her and makes it all on him. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why, like I said, that's why men don't say a woman it will never go the other way. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's really, it's like the corny thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like certain words are used trying to hurt rather than, you know, really self-assess like why the relationship didn't work or why you weren't compatible or whether it might have been on you. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that, you know, with the big disconnects that we talk about is that as men, you kind of have to, we have to review and assess every romantic encounter, right? Because we have so few of them compared to women, right? I think women have so many opportunities at romance that the nuances of it kind of get lost. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to self-assessing what went wrong, I don't think women are as good at it as men. So that's why you get
that again. Say that last part. You're saying
I don't think women are as good at the self-assessment part about why things didn't work out in a relationship as men are, because
he's intimidated.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
that's not it. It's not like, oh damn, I was treating him like shit. It's like, oh damn, he was intimidated, and your friends would be like, yeah, girl, you intimidated. But
think about it though.
Too much for you. You too much to handle. Like, yo, too much to handle is not a great thing, but it'd be like.
No, but if someone you're good. If somebody has more opportunities or something, right? You're not going to value it as much as someone else. You can agree with that, right? Like if you know, with women, you're getting more opportunities in those romantic relationships. So like, I really feel like, and we can talk about it later, but I think like men really value those relationships because they don't have them as much as women. Can you kind of see how that might be a thing? Like if you have something you do every day.
For a regular man, it takes a lot to get a woman on the hook. For women, it's not. No, see, but I'm not.
We're not talking about the.
We're not talking about the super cool.
Yeah, we're talking about the regular.
We're talking about
men.
if you take the
what is
whole.
A regular man?
I'm talking about the whole spectrum. If you take the whole spectrum of men, in general, is there like a 20-25% of men that it's like, yo, it's easy as shit and they are eating for sure. But what we're saying is that you have to take into account the mid, the under mid, the complete slaps.
There's literally way more women in the world.
Nah, but women are way more picky. They're not going for shit. Like women ain't going for like the little.
So whose fault is that?
It's no one's fault. Yeah. It's just the way it is. It's no one's fault.
We're just saying that's why men.
We're just saying that's what like. So
I think men value those relationships.
You're thinking a man that's like that. Y'all probably like yo. And guess what? Everyone else likes them same men. But there's like there's like another 75%
So you're just
of
like
men.
the degenerates. Not getting
I mean,
no,
they're just not as lit. They're
No,
just
but
not
it
as
is. Like, think about it. Like, women don't be fuck. Like, I don't want to just be, whatever. But women don't be fucking with
That's a
short
lot of-
dudes.
Look.
They might fuck with you if
They do,
you
though.
broke. They ain't gonna fuck with
But
you if
guys
you
are
might be
innocent.
fat. They might not fuck with you.
Okay.
There's a lot of things that women are
Okay.
gonna cross you out for.
But y'all agree that as a human,
think-
you take things for granted more if they're more readily available. Like that's the natural
Yeah.
human
If
thing.
you eat pizza every day, you ain't gonna be hyped for pizza.
Yeah.
If you get pizza once a month, when that pizza come in, you be like, damn, you a little kid. You hype when that
I
pizza
don't know
come
about
in.
the
If you
value more
Yeah.
part of it,
But that's what I'm saying.
this
Well,
is what
my only part. But
I think intimidation
Man.
is the wrong word. I think it's more so jealousy
jealousy,
than anything.
okay.
I don't
Again,
think it has anything to do with intimidation.
yeah,
But if you're talking
definitely.
about alpha women who
Okay.
are able to put you in your place, then you're jealous of that. You feel like she's doing it because if you really was this bossed up dude, you could fight with her. But you're saying like, oh,
dudes don't really be feeling bossed up though.
but that's what I'm
They don't
saying.
really be
It's
feeling
the
bossed up. So like
jealousy.
that's nothing. They
So
trying to
if
get some
you're
box. They
supposed
ain't
to
worried
be-
about
Yeah.
like they might.
You're taught from birth to be a strong man, run your household,
Right.
typical man shit. And you get into a relationship with a woman who's like pushing you to do this man shit that you're supposed to do, but you're not measuring up, and you're mad at her because she's pushing you to do more. That's jealousy because you see her as a masculine person. You're like, you're too masculine. Is it too masculine, or you're not masculine enough yourself that you see her as too masculine?
Okay.
So I don't really think intimidation is the right word because they're not scared of them. They're not like, oh my god, like
She's gonna hurt
when
me.
we say like intimidated, it's not like she's like you said, she's trying to hurt me. It's not like that, but it's more so like he's not in the space that he wants to be. So this is a way to get away from that without having to take the ownership of his own like accountability of how he's feeling.
Okay.
That's how I see it.
And that's I think that plays into what I'm saying about the trying to like hurt the other person. So that's why the man will say the woman is too masculine.
Yeah, because then that
because
hurts
that's a
women,
slight on
'cause
her
it's like,
on her
what
being
am
a
I
woman.
doing
I
wrong?
know, yeah.
I'm trying to uphold
That's
this man, and he's telling me I'm doing too much, but you're not even holding up this family. Like somebody got to do it. Who gonna do it if I don't? But then you're mad at me for doing it because you can't do it.
And I would say there are times for sure that happens. You know what I mean? There are for sure times where the woman might be out doing all this shit, whatever, so they feel a little inferior. So
Yeah, that happens to me
maybe
personally
jealous.
a lot. Like,
So you feel like you doing way more than the dude, and he feels some
Yes.
kind of way about that.
but we got to think about it. How many dudes out here are really doing shit?
that's true.
Golly.
No,
And I'm
you're
not even
right.
trying to be rude.
But
with the
I've
numbers.
been
I'm just
said
talking
that.
straight
I've been said that.
numbers.
I said
And
niggas are
specifically
broke
in
out
this
here.
area, specifically
Right.
in the
And
DMV.
this area is good. Like we're
That's what I'm
blessed.
saying. Like no, in this area,
and
it's
even
a whole
at here,
different
it's
playing
still
field.
small because you'll see a lot of the same dudes running in the same circles, meeting the same joints. Especially like in my like area where I be at, I see the same dudes and the same women, but they associate with the same people because of the space that they're in. They're like, I want to get somebody who's matching what I do. I want to get somebody who they know is in a certain caliber.
Yeah.
So they hang out at the same places and they stay in this small ass bubble. But at the same time, like, there's so many people like out here, but you're confined to this small ass bubble. So it's like, okay.
I mean, you kind of confine yourself to it though, because if you're a person
But
of
yeah,
means, you
I
can
mean,
make
I'm
moves
saying
and do other
that's-
shit.
you
Like,
could.
look,
It takes work to do
Look,
that.
even
Look, hey, look, I'm gonna tell you right now.
navigate
I say that shit all the
different
time. Like, yo, you don't
places.
have to like work if you live up in Marlboro. Yo, you don't have to marry somebody up in Marlboro. Like, you can. It's we got.
But a lot of fear, there's a lot of
That's what
fear
goes.
going around. People do not leave their area. They don't leave their friends. Like it's so many people that's never left the city, y'all.
Nah, it is for
And
sure.
That's great.
They,
For
they
sure.
don't even
tripping.
know like
Yeah.
what's out here.
Mad
They're like,
tripping.
man, these bitches. I'm like, do you know how many bitches they are? I mean,
Yeah.
I hate to say it like that, but
Yeah.
you know how many people are in the city? Like you could literally live separate lives and nobody would.
Nah, it's a show.
And I'm
yeah.
not saying that
It's a
you
show.
should.
Mhm,
Disclaimer: I'm not encouraging living double
But
lives.
you can. You're saying you can. It's easy.
But it's easy, and for me, it's just like when a man says that he's intimidated or whatever he feels. I think it's more so one, he's not where he feels like he should be, so he's mad at the woman.
Subjective,
Yeah, it's projection. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've had relationships where
But so Well, go ahead.
Oh yeah, and just to wrap it up. I've had relationships where I'm going at it, but the dude I'm dealing with may not be there yet. But he feels a little animosity because I keep winning and he's not winning yet. So it's like, damn, now I gotta sit behind my girl. She up there standing there. People asking me questions. I don't really know how to answer. Yeah,
So have you ever dated someone that's at your level at least, or higher? Because the thing is, like, for sure that's gonna happen when it's actually the case. But we're talking about, like, okay, if you're talking to somebody and they're at your level, maybe above your level, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying.
I've never really had that happen from nobody that was at my level.
Because the reason that we bring this up is because just in general, like, I feel like a lot of the time, and I'm not necessarily talking about like in the long term, like, oh, you've been dating for a year or whatever. In the short term, like, I feel like it's almost an excuse for your attitude, the way you treat, you know what I'm saying, the way you treat them, the way you go about things, and your intimidating gets thrown out there as the reason for that. And not like, yo, you just don't treat me good. I'd rather someone, like what Brooke was saying.
But
and so like that's kind of it's different. Like, and so like you kind of went down to I don't know, like, so you kind of went like, so you went down to like a different little road that was, you know what I'm saying, that I agree with too though. Like, if you're actually in that situation and he could have them feelings because you are really out here. But I'm talking about maybe someone that's on the same level as you or more, or just at the beginning, and it's like it's an excuse for bad behavior. It's like, oh, he's intimidated. No, but I'm telling you that, and because also it's reinforced by friends and by them, like, oh girl, he can't handle you, blah blah blah. He's a bitch, blah blah, this that and the other, and that was reinforcing your thoughts. So you're not thinking maybe, damn, was I like really kind of like, maybe he didn't really like when I talked to him this kind of, when I talked to him this way, or when and so like you're not digging deep in terms of what you might have possibly done. And like I said, and the dudes do the same thing. I'm not saying it's one way, but when you're just reinforcing that, it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying, I was just too much for him. Like, whether it's you call it masculine this or you just too much, it's like, yo, nobody wants to come home to fucking Rowdy Piper, dog.
That's
like,
true. That's
so
true.
like, I'm too much. Like, yeah, damn right, you too much. You know what I mean? So, but it gets lost in the, I'm just too much. Like, yeah, so like you're saying you're a rowdy person. Just accept that people don't necessarily want to come home to that.
Bucks, or is that a learned character? Because it's like,
What you mean?
say like, why would you get in a relationship with somebody you know who acts like that versus somebody who didn't act like that?
Oh yeah, people be selling it.
Nurturing energy. You think they're selling, or you think you ain't
People be
matching up,
selling
and
it.
then they like, yo.
Oh no, thing is, people be doing like dudes. Like the reasons for that, that's like a whole. We could go to a whole tangent on that. That's a whole thing. I mean, they'll do that shit for a million different reasons.
So
let's
talk about the reflection thing.
Go ahead. Yeah, because I just like you had something. My fault.
The value of it, right? I know. I was gonna come back to it because, like, I know you weren't grasping why I was saying that men value it more.
No, I mean, the reason why I said I don't fully agree with that is because as I've gotten older as a woman, I have like wanted kind of that, if something didn't work out, tell me why you feel like it didn't work out. And a lot of times dudes will just ghost you, or just not even give you no type of closure, no freaking explanation. They'll just disappear.
You know why?
Why?
Because you can't handle the truth. So but that's really what it be though. Niggas don't want to hit the jump. Because my whole thing is like, we talked about this last week.
He was waiting for the opening
with the communication, and we saying people don't know how to communicate. People know how to communicate, right?
They do.
The problem is, how is your communication going to be received? So because men are afraid of what they're going to communicate, the reception is going to, because women, y'all, it don't matter for y'all. Yeah. Women can communicate how they feel. Oh, you some shit, you trash, what? And we just, got, ooh, you right, babe. Right. Like, but for men, we can't do that. We have to navigate in a completely different space when it comes to communication.
Are y'all scared?
It's not scared. It's feelings involved. It's feelings involved. Like, okay.
But I mean, we have feelings too. How do we explain that?
Let him get to his point.
So as women, women get to be more emotionally, like, you get more real estate and emotional landscape of just life in general, right? So in a relationship, you're gonna dominate that emotional landscape, right? So when it comes to communicating, you can't just talk to someone that's allowed to be more emotional in the relationship, if that makes sense. Like, I can't talk to you about a certain thing if I know it's gonna hurt you, and that might just convolute the whole message altogether. Like the whole message gonna get lost because now we arguing because you think I might be trying to say something like this criticism, and all humans don't like being criticized, but women get the pass to react emotionally as opposed to men. You know what I'm saying? That's just how life is. That's why men don't communicate.
Saying so it's hard to communicate.
It's hard to communicate when you know that she.
Hey, but look, hey, to be fair, though, but sometimes there's some fuck shit.
Of course, yeah.
Fucking around don't got nothing to do with a serious topic. So there is that side.
Yeah. And I agree, but and I'm saying that those guys that do that, they know how to communicate. They're just choosing not to. Like,
hey, but look, when they choose not to do that, why don't y'all just punt? When they choose not to do it, why don't
that's
you
a
just
red
punt?
flag that's showing you that.
Punt. Just I'm out. Like.
No, but they didn't first.
How you got something to say?
No, but I'm saying, but when people are showing you signs, like in general, like Jones be claiming to have all this wild intuition about dudes, but they'll get all these clues. Like, don't sit there and say y'all be getting clues. But listen, hold on, let me finish real quick. Jones will get all these clues, and they'll know they're clues, but they just try to look past it, right? But look, y'all, just let me finish. So, but they'll look past it. You can't sit there and say Jones will be looking past, like, damn, but you really like him for some other reason, but you know it's red flags. The same thing happens with guys. The same thing happens with guys. But then they'll look back and like, oh, like they act like they had this wild intuition. Like it's like, oh damn, like I know, blah, 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 blah. It's like, yo, my man was giving you clues the whole way along the line. You ain't take none of them clues, and now you mad about it. Like for me, and this is for men and women, like you need to take accountability. When someone's doing some fuck shit and you see that, all right, well that's your decision to go on from there. If you want to keep going from there, that's on you. But like that's like you're deciding to associate with somebody who already did some fuck shit. You know what they did, and you're saying, okay, like if you have a friend that did something and you know this dude always fights. When you decide to go out that night with that friend, you know what you're getting into. I signed up for this. You can't go out and be like, damn, bro, why you fighting? Like you know he fights. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand what you signed up for.
And we don't we the past goes both like with men too. When men try to say that shit, oh man, oh my wife is this and that, my girl is this and that.
You picked her, bro.
You picked her. Like that's why we don't.
You knew she was that.
Like yes, and men, but men do that all the time.
They don't take no accountability for that. That's the thing.
It's also harder. It's harder for men to get women. So men, a lot of men, in general, a lot of men will just like be in a horrible situation just for some consistent box.
Flat out.
Oh no, that's
what?
crazy. That's crazy. But
it's wild to you, right?
But it's not crazy.
Why do you think that is?
Wild to
Hold on.
What do you mean? Why do you think that is?
But you think that's crazy? But think about it. So we're not talking about dudes that look like Shamar Moore and all that. We talking about, you know how many other men are on the planet? It's weirdos.
The
It's
man
that's
invisible.
5'2".
Them niggas are invisible. You talking about the invisibles?
Like you forgetting all them people.
To me, I would rather
You forgetting
have
all them
peace
people.
and sanity than be within a situation that's gonna drive me insane.
Piece of sanity from
Nobody
a kind
arguing
of
that.
lit guy.
Nobody arguing that.
You gotta be kind
That's
of lit.
fine.
The piece of sanity
No,
gotta
I'm
be.
saying.
Oh, in general.
Myself,
I'd
rather just be with myself and
I
do it
understand.
myself.
I understand.
But for this, I was trying to touch back on something else you had said.
Okay. We gonna get like notepads for everybody because I be writing shit down.
I probably forgot anything that I've been wanting to say, but it's all good.
It's too easy.
No, I was going to say as far as like the reflection thing, stuff like that. So to me, I understand the whole communication thing and women being more, able to be emotional and all that jazz. Okay, that's completely understandable. But if you guys have built a rapport where you are able to communicate with each other when something is bothering you, and that's how y'all been in the past, like since y'all been dealing with each other, y'all had that open communication, and then all of a sudden that changes and the guy is gone, that's weird behavior. That's strange. Because if I've been able to communicate with you about something that has been bothering me, like let's say it's about you hitting me up not enough times throughout the week or whatever, like this inconsistent communication or something like that.
And you don't have a reason why you're doing it. You're just saying, oh.
Yeah, like it could be work or something like that. You work a lot of crazy hours, but to me,
a reason you're not going for.
No. I mean, I understand that certain people have crazy jobs, but to me, it don't take nothing to take 2 seconds to send a text.
For sure. It's true.
Today I'm going to be.
If you really fuck with somebody, you'll find time.
I agree.
That's flat out the thing.
And you know what
Johnny,
I agree.
I know he let him.
That's true.
So he has. I want my man. You're up next too.
But look, you still gotta take a shit at some time of piss. You can throw him a hey, what's up, man? I'm working, blah blah blah. Johnny, please.
I agree. I agree with everything that you're saying. But like the ghosting part, like when you're dealing with in a situation or relationship, whatever you want to call it, and you're going through your trials and tribulations, etc. I feel that like it's just easier to just literally just go your separate ways, you know, opposed to, I mean, because clearly one person feels that way. If it's
You go your separate ways and still explain it to them.
No, no, but when you explain, it's literally it's closure. But closure is literally one person wants one thing, and the other person wants something else.
Mm-hmm.
So closure really doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're gonna argue your point, and they're gonna argue their point.
That's
you know what I'm
I get
saying?
it.
So,
Yeah.
But it's not really a
it
point.
really
Like someone breaking up with you isn't really a point. It's like I'm telling you what's going on and it's over with.
Wow.
Like for me, I see what you're saying. Like you're kind of saying it doesn't. Like you know, you're not really worried. You know, whatever she wants closed, you're not really worried. Whatever, or vice versa.
Yeah.
But for me, I mean, I think it's like I said, at least for me, I think like it's not much to be like, hey yo, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You know, just.
But I think there's a lot gets communicated
So,
in the
you know,
not.
it's not
getting
hard
the
to just hit
person in the
somebody.
ghosting.
But I'm talking about if you
That's what I'm saying.
We're talking ghosting.
Yeah, that's it. Like the ghosting is
That's what I'm saying.
like ghosting is like I text you, hey, I don't care about you, and
See, I think
yeah, like that's what it's like.
I think it might be different because like I'm just more like a respectful texter.
Yeah, and I
so like,
appreciate that.
nah, so like,
Sure,
but I'm talking about. But let me,
respect.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just in general, if somebody texts me, I'm gonna text them back. At least give them, you know, I'm not going to just like, oh, damn, somebody, you know. So maybe that's the reason. But you know, I feel like it's not hard to just tell somebody what's up and blah blah blah. But that's me though. I might be different.
So,
because
and
in general, I'm
I would
gonna
say
get back
that.
to people. So maybe I'm different. I don't
So
know.
Matt say more. He will communicate in any kind of situation. There's a lot. Someone like me, I'm a little bit less confrontational. So from my prior experiences with offering criticism to women,
It don't got to be criticism, but just saying that
Well,
you're not talking to them.
well, I'm saying, but in that it's taken as like at the end of the day, if I'm calling you and I'm telling you why I don't want to talk to you anymore, and you care enough that you're having this conversation with me, then what I'm about to say is going to be criticism. Like it's not going to be, you know, it's going to be all the fucking shtick. Oh, it's not you, it's me, and fucking, you know, I'm just not, you know. I've done both. I've done all the shit. I've done the ghost. I've done the call and tell the truth. I've done the call and tell a lie. The lie is actually the best way. I'll say I'm moving. I'll say I'm moving. I'll say I just joined the army.
Boy, about to be a chef.
You know what I'm saying? I was like,
You said you was going in the army.
I've said like, I'm a rapper, so like I'm going on the road.
What?
You know, I've said it all because that absolves everyone. It's not your fault. It's not my fault because at the end of the day, we old enough, and you're not about to change off of my conversation.
But you
if
don't know that. If the woman, look,
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you this: if the woman really messes with you,
Uh-huh.
like you know them little signs. Sometimes if they not that bad, we will definitely overlook them. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Yeah, because it's a fun time.
But if we really feel,
I mean, you're not gonna overlook them for a
We
trash
gonna get to
time.
you too. We
They
gonna
looking
get around.
at they looking
And
at
if
the bad,
you know,
overlooking the bad jump.
You know,
Yeah, you
I mean,
can't.
we'll get to
No,
your
you
go.
can't.
We'll get
No,
around.
They gotta be slight joints.
Yeah, like you look
little
something
stuff.
be making
You gotta
one of
give me
us.
leg.
yeah,
Look past
but
that.
yeah, for real. But
We done went down a million hours.
I like it. I like. But
It's good.
I think there's because this whole thing. One of the
Talking about the
topics or
masculine
aspects
energy, the intimidation.
is the disconnect between men and women, right? And it's just like we're just so far apart from women understanding why men do things. You don't have to agree, or it's like you see a fucking dog outside and he goes and pisses by a tree. It's not a deep dive, you know, on why he did but you can understand why he did it. That's why women, I'm like, when women don't understand why men do certain things, it completely vexes me. Because as a man, I can understand why women.
But you're
do
also
certain
talking
things.
about accept. So you're saying, so they'll see something, so you see it happen over and over again, but you can't accept that that's a man thing. That's what you're saying, more or less. You accepting, just not understanding that you can't accept that this is a thing that they do.
Because
so
I accept and understand. It's kind of like like you have to like. It's like women are just so shocked that men just want to have sex with women and just not call them back. What?
Golly.
Why do they want to do that? Why? You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'm like, come on now, like let's be in the real world here and understand that even though we're men and y'all, you know, and as women, we're still human beings. Like we like the same shit.
So
y'all are
you
just
saying-
allowed to like it more. and allowed to have a lot more of it.
Let Chris go.
Are
Let
you
Chris go.
saying that humans are innately just terrible people?
Yeah, we're
Jeez.
trash. Yeah,
I do believe that.
we're ruining the planet. We're
Like a
selfish.
parasite?
I mean, come on now.
Nah, man was all pretty trash.
Part of growing up is
That's terrible.
it's
Hey, but if
much
everybody
easier
was the
to
same,
manage.
if everyone's the same, does it mean is it really
You know what
trash
I'm saying?
then?
Hey, man.
People just don't know what the true baseline is. People don't know that people is really selfish, but they act like the baseline
I mean,
somewhere else.
Yeah. No, we didn't get. And what was your name again? I'm sorry.
Oh, Charlie's.
Charlie's.
Yeah, so we'll get to it. You know, we'll, yeah,
Let her
we'll,
give her.
no, I'm saying we'll get to anything else. Anything else. I don't know if you have anything else to add on what we were just talking about. We'll kind of get around.
Oh, real
you know.
quick, I was just gonna say
Yeah.
for the I don't know. He been making some points, but I'm like, I'm gonna
Uh-huh,
argue with you
uh-huh.
because
But it's not an argument.
That's the right one to argue.
Yeah, it's you know you throw.
Or debate.
But you
debate.
I think
There
for
you
sure.
go.
If it come back to you, you know what I'm saying, or you know what you was going.
What was the last thing he had said?
Man,
I'll give her the pack. Tear her sheet. of
Oh
paper.
yeah, I'm gonna need
You
that.
want
Yeah, so we'll
Let's get Charlize. Charlize said give her a blend.
Yeah, Charlize. So in terms of the men thinking that, like I said, whether it's long term, short term, and women using the like, oh, I was, if men say, okay, she's too masculine for me, or it's I'm too intimidated for him. Like, how do you, what are your thoughts behind that? Like, cause like I said, that should be sounding like a cop out to me. But,
I mean, I feel like if it gets to that point where you're saying they too intimidating this, you should just leave them alone. Like, I don't have a problem with leaving people alone who I know that I'm not going to be able to, spend my life with long term. I know we're never going to. It's just certain things that you can write somebody off for. And I don't have a problem with walking away, but I feel like sometimes you be trying to, like, force the puzzle pieces together when they don't really fit, and that's when all the problems come.
For sure. And dudes would do that just for some box. So it's like, yo, you go out and be like, I don't see long term.
I mean,
but
y'all
I see
say
fun.
y'all talk to them about
however long you about to say yes.
Fake attention.
Yes.
All
What
that
else are
stuff.
they doing?
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, yeah, no, it's
All
true.
that.
No, but
All that.
Have y'all had it? Have you had box before?
Oh my god.
It's pretty good.
It's a wild
pretty
thing.
good.
You know what I'm saying?
Then why not be clear about your intentions? though? Why not be
Because-
clear about your intentions?
No.
Why not be honest?
Oh, here we go with the clear about
so
intentions.
so
We
we get
gonna
to the
get
clear. So we get to the.
I'll tell you why it
clear
can't be
intention.
clear.
Not all.
Like, so, but the thing
Here
is,
we go.
the answer all stems back to it. All comes back to the box.
Yeah.
If I give you no, but listen, if I
That's
give
so
you,
crazy.
it's crazy, but it is what it is. And then you gotta accept it or not accept it. You know what I'm
So the
saying?
world
No, but
revolves
listen.
around the box.
For a lot of for a lot of
yeah.
people, like it's also like
Yeah.
because like most women, a man doesn't see like a long term future with, but they can see a sex partner with. They can see hold on, give me 1 second. They can see like a sex partner. They might see a long term future, but just for that extra sex partner, men will do a lot of work, underestimated work that y'all don't want to accept. And it is what it is. You like, oh, that's trash. I don't know why you do that. You could agree, disagree. You could feel disgusted by it, but it just is what it is. You can accept it, deny it, but just watch out for it.
Energy.
No, it is. But the thing is, but it's,
You may not
they
even end
trying.
up with the box.
You might not,
And
but
that's
you might,
it.
but you might, but you might.
But you know what we do?
But
You
you might.
know what we do? We analyze.
You take it
After
out of the
each-
world.
after
That's what
each-
you do.
Attempt at the box, success and failure. We always, as men, we always analyze and
So y'all
reflect.
can reflect
Why
on that,
did
but
I
can't
not
reflect
get
on what the problem was between you and the other girl in a situation.
Oh,
that
they
y'all
know,
had
they
going
know.
on. That's
Some
crazy.
niggas
Well,
know,
see,
some
thing is-
niggas don't.
Hey, so I'm gonna say this though. The
What's
reason
going
that,
on?
but the reason for a lot of that is I feel like most people like are in relationships that one of the two people, whether it's the man or the woman, don't see this being a long-term thing and seeing it being more of a fun thing. Because like for me, like I understand, like there are people that I've been with that I know I'm not gonna be with them long-term, but I do enjoy spending time with them, and I don't necessarily want to stop what we got going on, but I do know that, and it's like I said, however many years ago, you're dating whatever, and you'll know that, but it doesn't mean that I don't want to be around you.
Do you tell them that?
No,
At that
they
time,
don't.
not because
You
the
know
thing
they
is
don't.
at that point, not, and it's not the
That's
right thing
not
to
a
do.
good thing
So,
to tell.
because if you tell,
Why is that
Yes,
not the
it
right
no,
thing
because
to
then
do?
you could no, because then you messing up the whole vibes of what you got
But
going
that's
on.
selfish.
You know what?
It's very selfish. Now look, no, it's funny, but
we're
we're
having fun.
Nah, but like,
We're having fun.
and it's harder for us to
Long
acquire.
term.
But
It's
listen,
fun for y'all.
it's
not
wrong.
for her.
No,
So you're not having
no.
fun during that little time?
Listen.
You're having
No,
fun? It's a
but
no
listen,
ride.
I'm not disagreeing. This is not right. I'm not telling you what's right behavior.
Not right.
I'm not telling you what's right behavior.
It's
I'm
not
telling
right,
you what
yeah.
men do.
This
Yeah.
is not
No,
long
because
term.
listen, because you're enjoying your time, and as a human, like I said, a lot of people are selfish.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, I like this girl, okay? Now maybe she doesn't have whatever traits, the mother traits that I see in someone I will marry or this or that. But I do like, oh, she might, like the smoke, do this, blah, blah, blah. She a cool joint. But I don't necessarily think she's a, like a marriage material, but I enjoy my time with her. So that's why you would string things along, even knowing it might not get there. So but even besides that, that's in a semi-serious relationship, might be a couple months. In general, one of the two people is usually in it for, they know, pretty early on, yo, I'm not gonna be with this dude, or I'm not gonna be with this junk. And it's just, people have different ideas. And one person may have a lot of hopes. And they're like, damn, I really like this person. Other person's like, about to knock this junk down. Or vice versa. They're like, yo, I'm about to hit him for, whatever. However it works out. But it's rare that it's two people that come together with the same energy where it's like, yo, I'm looking for something, I'm looking for something, and you're both in it, and you find people and you're on the same level. It's not like you meet, it's like, I don't really fuck with them. It's it has the people that are looking for something and are willing to be in that type shit, and also you're on the same type time. It's not like one person likes the other person a lot more, and it's hard for that to come together. One of the people probably gonna be on some fuck shit, especially around, like I said, in the DMV, boy, it's wild. You're gonna meet a junk, you might like her, no, you ain't go bun her, fuck with her for a couple months. It was a fun excursion. Yo, we did this, went there, might have went to Atlantic City. They're like, damn, but he took me on the trip. Yo, I'm having a fun, couple 5 months. But
So you've never been in a situation with a guy.
What I'm saying is, but you're not grasping why that could be fun for a guy. Yo, I'm about to have fun with this show for a couple months. And they're like, damn, did all this yo, you're an experience.
It's a waste of time.
No, that's cool for sure. But that's but what I'm saying, it is a waste of time. But it is what it is.
I don't think it's a waste of time.
No, I'm saying it's a waste of time in terms of it's not gonna go to marriage. You can
yeah, but it's a good time. Yeah, it's a good time. And a good time is not a waste of time. If it was a true waste of time, you wouldn't have given him that time.
It's a waste of time if she's under the impression, because y'all love to give impressions of something that it is and it's not.
Because we trying to have a fun little couple months.
Why do they tell the truth?
No, because it's gonna fuck. The truth's gonna fuck up the fun couple months.
Okay, but let me say this, because I will forgive you.
It is selfish.
If I'm not feeling the dude, I'm gonna go ahead and tell him. I've literally had to tell the dude he was boring.
That's cool.
And that's why I was not messing with him. I was like,
once again, women getting to
not text me, whatever.
Move freely in the emotional landscape. You just got to tell him.
What he said? Hold on. What was the response?
He cried. He went in the corner and cried. What the fuck?
I'm
boring.
First of all, hold on. How long y'all together?
What am I gonna do?
Or whatever.
And we were just talking or whatever, and he wanted to get go on more dates or whatever, and we went on the first date, and I was during the first date, the brother was sitting there watching TV, and I'm trying to have a conversation, and I'm like, you more interested in that TV than you are getting to know me, and even his phone calls was dry.
But maybe he's maybe he needed you to pull it out of him. He might have been more of a beta. It's
I gave him multiple chances to know he was still boring. He was still dry.
But some people also, you just more or less don't like a dry guy. So you're just. But you could be nice about that. You don't have to tell them yo, you can be like, you know what, our personalities don't really match. You know what I'm saying?
I'm one of those people I'll talk to you about if I see something that I'm not really vibing with or whatever. I'm be like, hey, look, I noticed the last time we had a conversation, it was always about you, and I feel like you're not taking the opportunity to learn about me.
Right.
Are you even interested in
and that's
me?
fair. You should do that.
And so his response will be,
what be happening, bro? You don't be learning. Hey,
this sounds too mature.
They gonna lie.
This sounds like
they gonna lie.
I'm not saying that you don't.
That's how these niggas go though. I mean, no, but that's how.
That does not happen.
I'm telling you.
Hold on, you talking about hold on, real quick. So you're saying, Brooke, two people coming together and communicating beautifully is not happening. She's like, where's that? Where they at?
Are y'all serious?
That's what because people, it's uncomfortable.
Hey, Brooke, what be happening? What be happening?
What you mean? What be happening? Y'all be stringing them up like it's along. Y'all be having y'all couple of 5 months. Y'all be doing the damn thing.
We be doing
and it be a wrap.
And you be in damn. And then and sometimes what you do. So is there an other side of that?
I didn't say.
Is there an other side of that?
Women do it too.
Okay, so
it's a human thing. It's selfish.
Have fun.
Yes.
So if a dude come through, he get you out the way.
This in reality, this conversation is not happening.
Okay, but listen, I'll just very real quick.
So that's
vice versa. A dude will come through, and he might get you out the way. He getting you out the way. And you might not see no future with him, but I'm enjoying my time with this guy.
I promise you 110%.
No, talking about you, not talking about in general now.
Right, I'm telling you, I promise you that if men are more honest with women and give them that opportunity to choose for themselves, and if they choose to stay, I promise you it'd be much easier. We would have nothing to argue
day's
about
never gonna
because
come.
we know what's up.
That day's never
You
gonna
know,
come.
but
it's not.
It's not
It's
gonna
never
come
gonna
because
come.
you're choosing not to,
For sure.
to do it.
For sure.
You still just want to have you just want to make
I have a
the rules.
question. I have a question.
You're exactly right.
You ever seen those guys on the
Exactly
street?
right.
You ever seen those
If I
guys on
don't
the
choose
street?
to move the fuck over.
Hold on, you ever
No,
seen
no,
those guys
but
on the street
we
that do the
gonna
little the what's that called where they do the move the cup and you be like, oh, it's there and it's not in there, right?
Nigga,
What you're saying is kind of like what you're saying is like you want that guy to tell you.
I'm
hey,
not saying
look,
what I want.
No,
this is
okay.
general talk.
in general,
right,
yeah,
for sure.
You want
Right.
men to basically
Tell you the truth.
tell you the truth
What?
about their intentions.
Let him go.
And I'm saying that would be similar to the guy with the fucking cup thing telling you
iNDo.
what he's trying to do. Because at the end of the day, he's trying to get the consistent box, the consistent
vibe.
good time, good vibe, human companionship with you. He just doesn't see it long term.
Okay,
And
then
then, but
so why
let's
can't
be-
you say it?
Because
Matt is
it
saying
doesn't
it.
make it a
Y'all
lived
throwing me off.
experience.
Hold on.
It doesn't make
Hold
it
on.
a lived
Hold on. You can't. Hold on. Hold on. You
You
can't tell me, Brooke. You cannot tell me
Yeah.
that if a dude like young.
It's facts.
See, the thing is, now listen, we're not.
I'm speaking
but listen.
for the woman.
Of course, when I'm talking, no, you're saying exactly what women say.
Right.
No,
this is not my.
Yes, no,
I'm
for
just
sure.
trying to.
Got
I
you.
get it.
Got you. No, got you.
I get it.
I have a question.
But if you,
Oh, go ahead. So, just real quick, I was gonna say, if he is honest and says, "Hey, girl, I'm just in it for the sex, real quick."
You ain't gotta say it like that. Like be an adult about it.
So why I gotta be an adult about it? Why can't I just tell you what I'm about? Why I gotta sugarcoat it? Why I gotta
I'm looking
sugarcoat
for
it?
friendship.
Why I gotta
I'm not
move?
looking. You're not sugarcoating. You're
Those
being
are
a fucking
sugarcoating.
adult. No,
Those-
you're not, iNDo.
He's
You
trying
have
to have
know
sex
how-
with no
Bruh.
commitment. That's literally all it be.
Okay, but it's not exactly what you want. You're looking for companionship. Like it's a way that you say shit without having to say it. And I also feel like if you respect a woman enough and you like her enough, then you will come at her in a different
Correctly.
way.
Okay.
You ain't coming at everybody like that.
Yeah.
Well, no, you. Well, let me. You are going at everybody like that. But if it's somebody that you really fucking respect
Hold on.
and you really want to be with, Indy, you're not going at her like that.
That's true, and that's all part of the communication. Is like I think women. That's part of knowing what's going on. That's a nigga communicating to you through his actions.
But y'all don't communicate, is what
He
we're
is.
saying.
Because think about it. Did you say
We're
that
not.
the guys that you guys are talking about are they committing to you guys?
What the fuck is it? We're not doing it. We're not doing a fucking.
Are y'all
you
saying-
know,
are y'all in a committed relationship?
What is it? A remove the like. We're not doing that.
You know the code to get in?
I feel like it has to be said. It has to be said. You're not telling me to assume. You're not telling me to read between the lines. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. No.
What I'm
We're not
saying
doing
is,
that shit.
we're talking about
Just tell me.
we're talking about the dating phase, right? Where the guy is not being honest about his long-term intentions with the
Yes.
woman, right? This is the phase we're talking about.
We're talking
Or
about
the
when
very
they
beginning.
get-
Or the
when
very
they get-
beginning.
2
Okay.
When they
months.
start
What
getting
yeah.
serious, like when they start going into a more,
Okay.
you know,
I-
dating
I-
is fine.
Okay,
Dating
so
is fine.
okay, and is this before or after you have sex?
It's obviously after.
it's
And I'm talking for general.
It's after.
Okay,
It's
after.
yeah,
Okay,
it's
okay.
after.
All right, no, I just
This
want
is
to.
what happened.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about before because I was going to answer.
You were
your
gonna say
question.
before, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
because I was like, dudes will actually be like upfront about
Before is no host
and then-
bar. Anything can happen before.
Well, I'm saying
After,
before
that's
they
when you're-
Can I ask you a question about a follow-up question?
Let her finish. Let her.
No, because she said guys are upfront about it.
Yeah, some have.
And
I
who
was
are these
just
kind of
like,
guys?
No.
Who are
You be
these
like,
kind of
no.
guys?
Yeah.
You be like, no.
No.
Oh, okay.
So damn.
Because I'm like,
So look.
that's what I'm
So listen.
saying.
Hold on.
No, I'm saying I don't want whatever.
So they be like, no.
Oh, okay.
So listen. So they be like, so you be like, no, right?
Yeah, I
so,
don't want that.
So let me ask you. So let me ask you. Were any of these guys like you were attracted to just visually? Just visually, if you saw him, oh damn, he's somebody I would date.
Yeah, there's some.
So if that guy came up to you, and in his mind, he's like, I'm just trying to hit this jump. In his mind, you know what I'm saying? Like, what we're trying to tell you here is if he goes to you on some like, all right, yo, we can go out, blah, blah, blah. The easier way to get to the, because it's someone that if they really would have treated you right back, come out, talk to you on the phone, this, meet up, go out on a couple of dates, whatever, you know, and then whatever, one thing leads to another. That's the easier way. Like, you just come in, because like, for someone that you're attracted to, you're like, oh, nah, like, yo, what type of time you on?
And this is before.
But the thing is, but women, but
Yeah.
so at any time though. So what I'm trying to say is like,
No, it's
No,
listen, hold on, let me finish.
Yeah,
But I cannot wrap my mind around how women can't understand why a man would do it. So like, let me just let me finish.
Go ahead.
Please let me finish.
I'm sorry.
I can't wrap my mind around how women can't understand why a man would do it. I can understand you saying it's trash, it's cruddy, why would you do that? It's a waste of time, you're a fuckboy. Understand all that. All that is completely understood. No one's arguing that. What we're saying is that's the way that through time it's a proven technique to get to where most men want to get to, is to get some box. And so you're not gonna go out there and just be like, yo, even if you say it in a nice way. If they would have came to you and be like, yo, and it was very respectful, like, hey, Miss Lady, well, let me buy you a drink, blah, blah, blah. But what I'm saying is, it's so that's.
We just think it's crazy.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
But like y'all on here acting like it's
like it happens.
But the thing is, you're dumbfounded. But folks be please, like folks, let me just get it out. Like Jones be dumbfounded, like why would they do all that? It's like, yo, it's a regular thing that men do, whether you want to accept it, not accept it. Men do a lot of shit to get to it, and if you just come out, if it was
his blood pressure going up.
like yo, if it was the statistics prove that shit was more successful for men and everything was way more motherfucking great, we would be doing it. But we know if that same dude comes up to you and he talk you out of your blood, there's way more chance now he can get to it. You know what I mean? So if you just come out and you're like, oh, let me make the decision. Like, yo, like, some people got to get to a certain level. They trying to talk their way into some box. Like, so if they're just letting you do it, you're like, no. Now, don't get it twisted. Will there be some guy that you might be like, yeah, I want to do that? Yeah. But that's a low percentage. So you're talking about out of 8 out of 10, you're like, I don't know why he just comes to me and tell me off, you know what I'm saying, off gun what he wanted. Mm-hmm. It's because at least 8 out of 10 of them, it's gonna be like, yo, you might smack their ass. Like, yo, what are you talking about, bro? You trying? Even if they pull you through, say it nice, like, hey, you know, I just want to let you know I have a sexual relationship with you. You're like, yo, what? Like, he comes to you respectful.
Do I look like that kind of woman?
But like, it's like, think about what you're really asking. But think about what you're asking men to do. Think about what you're asking us to do. Be like, yo,
if you want to just get to the box anyway, it's gonna be the same thing.
Okay.
But you're asking us to do some wild shit.
No, we're not asking you to do some wild shit. We're asking you to
has a guy that ever
tell us what the fuck you
can't leave box on the table.
Has a guy that's ever come up to you and he already stated that the niggas are attractive to you
and you like them.
You like them.
And
they come up and they say, I'm just trying to have sex with you. Have any of these guys ever been successful with that approach?
No.
Have they been successful with the other approach? Yes.
Okay.
God damn.
The thing with men is,
like I said,
works.
I'm gonna say it really depends on the female, bro. And it's like, if you want somebody who's a quality female, and then you end up messing her up because you just want to have some fun for a few months.
But they don't care about that.
Some BS.
It is some BS.
So what scenario would you do that?
The thing is, but you're arguing about what's a mess and how you feel about it.
But I'm saying, like, I get that's y'all trying to.
We're saying what it is. We're saying what it is.
Get to the box. Y'all just trying to get to the box.
And like I said, we're talking in general. So like when we don't like men don't care about how it made you feel, how it messed up your personality.
Okay, so we crash your tires and we mess up your car. Y'all ain't gonna be mad. Y'all gonna be mad. Y'all gonna be mad.
Oh, they're definitely mad.
Like y'all did dirt.
But guess what we do?
You're gonna get done.
That's fine. I'm just telling you that.
I'm gonna say the reason my tires got slashed.
Oh, it happened.
Was because I had a hand in that by fucking with a crazy joke.
And do you not
accountability?
I say it all the time.
Okay, well, you may be a little different.
Accountability. But in general, people,
because I chose
general.
In general, yes,
they don't take accountability. In general, we the accountability. Yo, you guys take accountability.
Right.
Oh, I didn't even put that on the whole jump. Yeah. Oh man, I might get to that next. Like it's our fault. I get to a real jump. There's some shit that's our fault. We gonna get to that.
Accountability is man. We will take our accountability. What I want women to just acknowledge is that if a man is coming up to you and saying that he just wants to have sex with you,
can't be all at the same time.
That nigga does not give a fuck about you at all.
At all.
Okay, and then that's up to the girl if she want to deal with him or not.
Right.
What I'm saying is, what kind of scenario is a girl accepting that?
Some girls really be down for it. They just do.
Some girls be down for it, but there's no scenario like that you would ever.
But think about the percentage. Think about the percentage.
That's what I'm trying to say.
And the percentage of men that they'll say yes to, because it's not every man. So it's a low percentage of women.
That's why the niggas that do it are niggas that get Jones. They be like, yeah,
you're talking about very extraordinary to get away with that.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
For the most part. For the most part. For the most part.
Go out to a party or whatever, and he
told you this.
He probably he said he's capping. He capping. I mean, that could be true. He could be true.
Yeah, I just go to parties.
Like, yeah,
and I just walk up to
come to me.
jokes and I'd be like, "Hey, girl, what's up? I'm trying to fuck. Let's leave right now." And
No,
they'd
but
be like, "Yeah."
I've actually seen
Average,
girls
she's
go
an
home
average.
with random dudes though. I'm not even.
No, we're not saying that
So it
things don't
happens.
happen. No, we're not saying it doesn't happen. We're saying that it is a very small percentage.
I didn't say that was.
Yeah, so we're not. You know, that's fine. I agree. No one disagrees that it doesn't.
So what we're trying to say is the solution to this, right, is that what we're trying to hammer in with the accept or the, you know, understand why men do it is so that you can navigate in the dating space, understanding
Even
that
though it's
all
trash.
niggas
You're
want
not
the box.
providing no solutions though.
I'm giving you the solution.
We're telling you what it is, and then you can do with it what you want.
Yeah.
You can say, you can go with this is wild and trash, out of control, which it is. No one's saying it's not that. You know, no one's saying that it's not the right, you know, it's the right way to go about it.
Yeah.
We're just
So
saying
why
that
we skip
when
over
you,
y'all
no,
face?
what we're saying is that when you know that, now, you know what I'm saying? Like, at least you
I'll tell you how you skip
understand
over.
what that must be on.
I'll tell you-
Want to just play.
I'll tell you, so-
It's hard though. Some people will just
So
play.
what I'll say
some
is-
people will trick you so you can't do nothing.
So
Like,
it's
some-
hard because as a woman, if you're into a guy, right, that means he's probably a super lit guy, right? So he's probably so that means like
Guess what
like,
that means?
Yeah, that means he's got other women. He's experienced in romantic relationships. He has plenty of options, right? So you are basically like in competition with all those options at that time. So that's why niggas that are super lit move weird, and all women project that energy on all men because you think that's how all men act.
You're
No.
going after men
You're
that
going
have all
after
the other
super
women
lit
who have five other
guys.
bitches on their line.
So they act weird. Yeah, that's
Like,
why
yeah,
they
I'm act weird because I got 4 of the Jones I'm talking to today, and I missed you. My bad. You'll be all right tomorrow.
And that's
They're like, why would you do this?
Yeah,
Like, it's like, yo, not saying it's right, but it's just.
if you
it's
want a
what's
guy,
happening.
another girl wants that guy too, and it could be it's just literally like I think women have to have the mindset that even though the man is gonna come and approach you and is gonna be a man, you can do all that shit. It's really the woman that's really in competition for that man if he's a worthwhile man. Like if he's a worthwhile man, that means there's women that are like, yo, I know I'm trying to get with that dude, and they're gonna give a different kind of energy. So the difference is the reason I don't think is different. I mean, for men is because those lit men, right? They have so many options. They have way more options than a woman, even a lit woman or any woman, because at the end of the day, like they're the ones that are going to be approaching women. Like there's a lot of women that will never talk to a guy and never shoot their shot, whatever. So they're basically forcing themselves to be in a box of dealing with the same kind of niggas. Super confident, usually super attractive guys that have lots of fucking romantic relationships. Those are the guys you're always gonna get because those are the guys that fucking holler at women. You know what I'm saying?
So I mean, wait a minute. So okay, so I'm like, you saying putting yourself in a box because she's not gonna take her chances and go out and shoot her shot talking to a guy. But to me, I'm not seeing why that's necessarily putting her in a box because.
I'm just saying because I would just say because of the people that are gonna be if you're gonna wait to be hollered at, you're gonna keep meeting the same kind of guys.
Guys
super
that
confident guys that holler at
get
women.
a lot of women.
Yeah.
So if you want to get out, if guys that like shit, I know like in my group of friends and most people's group of friends or whatever, you have guys that go out and they're the guys that like they'll go out and they'll talk to Jones while you're out there. Jones that there's some dudes that they just stand there and they wait for Jones to come talk to them because they may be on that whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And some people just they're gonna be there and have fun whatever. They're not really gonna talk to no Jones. They're like hey whatever it is. But there's a select group of people that actually like out of a group of like 7 guys. There's depending on the group now. Don't get it twisted. But not every single one of them are the type of guy that's gonna go out of his way and go approach a woman randomly. Like they meet youngers maybe at work or like this, and it's people that you wouldn't even expect. You know what I'm saying? That are that way. But so if you're just if you're waiting for someone to come up to you, like that's how you're meeting people for the most part. You're gonna be meeting some people that got folks lined up because they're on that. I'm not saying that if you meet someone that you just meet randomly at a bar that you can't trust them ever. I'm not saying that. But just saying that's the category of people. Like if you saw someone randomly in the cut, you was like, maybe I'll go talk to him. This dude may not, he may not be, he's one of the people that don't maybe go pursue women when they're out. He's kind of in the cut. But when you're dealing only with people that come up to you and wrapping you up, you're dealing with a whole little thing of that talk to a lot of women. And not don't get it twisted. I'm not saying all of them are dogs, but you're messing with a demographic that I go at Jones and I get youngins. Yeah. So like you're one of them.
But I'm saying the guy that you could like decide to shoot your shot at or whatever for that one time, it may have just been a night he didn't feel like talking to no shorties. You could know he didn't want to come out.
No, you're right.
And be like, yeah, let me
nothing's
talk to
foolproof.
This one,
for
whatever.
Sure.
Yeah. But I'm like, to me, the type of dudes that just sit around and wait women to come talk to them or whatever, that's sissy.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
And that's fine. Like, and like, cause some people aren't. They don't. You know what I'm saying? That's not their thing.
Like and
it's fine to feel that way. You know what I'm saying? But sissy did not come talk to you.
And
why? That's what I'm talking about. Being a human being.
Why you say it's sissy though?
A human being doesn't like being rejected. So the same way you don't want to go rap to a dude and maybe he's gonna carry you. It's the same way a dude doesn't want to do it.
Shot my shot at
Hold on. So you think that a dude is a sissy if he don't got in his repertoire? I go holler at Jones. I might meet him at work, meet him somewhere else where I get to get to see my personality.
A lot of men meet women at work,
but they're not comfortable maybe coming up
to
you and like a person and starting like a random conversation. Like some people are good at that.
Yeah.
Some people are. You think he's a sissy if he's not good at doing that?
Okay, let me not be that harsh.
Okay.
But to me it's just like I've heard
that Joan ain't
that literally
sissy
be like
shit,
no, he was a pretty boy. And he was pretty much like, yeah, I always have girls come up to me. I don't really got to worry about going out my way to talk to any shorties.
Oh, blah, you mean, so you're talking about more in general the type of guy that is waiting for that. See, but I'm not talking about a super pretty boy. We're talking about like, we're talking about like, no, because so the thing is, there is that. There's
niggas like that.
You're going to get someone like, because a lot of dudes that's, that maybe someone that a lot of women like, they be cooling. But I'm talking about like, man, somebody might be a little bit more.
The irony of it all?
He don't gotta be the most handsome person, but he ain't gonna be talking to every bitch in the club.
The irony of it all, the super ironic part of it is, that's how it should be.
Women coming up to men?
Yes, the women should go up to the men that they want. Because let me tell you why. Let me tell you why it should be like that. It sounds stupid,
y'all being lazy.
Men are hunters by nature.
I know,
exactly. So y'all being real lazy.
Okay, but listen, if you're a hunter by nature, right, you're gonna be acquiring, like, that's what hunting is. You're going out and acquiring more things. Like, if the man makes the decision on the relationship, right, I feel like as women, you should at least be the one that's like, because I know when a woman shoots a shot at me, I'm like, damn, this girl really fucks with me because she fucking went.
And it's rare.
And
it's rare.
Huh?
And
at least for certain people.
I mean, I'm gonna. If she's attractive,
or might take advantage of it, because you're like, I'm sure I already got
it. I shot at guys before, and we got a little camaraderie or whatever. We talking or whatever, and they mess it up.
Well, because we're not used to that.
But that's not my fault.
Well, you can meet like that and still have differences.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, but y'all,
just because you talk to them doesn't mean that. Just because you do that doesn't mean that the relationship is gonna necessarily 100% work.
Let's meet in the middle.
But it's alternative to what you always getting.
I have a suggestion.
It's just an alternative to what you're always getting. That's all that, you know what I'm saying, we're saying. Not saying it's 100% going to work or, you're not going to meet someone that's going to take advantage of you, but like, how's the other way working?
I mean, the way of going out and shooting my shot at men is not working. So
you kind of did.
I've done it a few times and I'm sitting my ass on the bench.
I'm
not doing it anymore.
How many times you did it?
Huh?
How many times you do it?
Over 5 at least.
What?
Yes, over.
That's
because the other side of that to women's whatever. Yeah, she's not doing no more.
I want to see some more ass niggas you shooting your shot at too. Because I know you saved your shot for a super
good, like super
cute.
No, but that's why because they're also the dudes that you.
Well, there you go.
They're very probably super duper picky too. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Like as guys, we go around like that's why like a super bad jump, like a very attractive woman. The irony of it is they don't get hollered at by guys. Because you know what guys do? You know what guys do? We're fucking self-aware. We're taught to be fucking self-aware and understand what's going on. And we know how we look. And we know where we stand if we're trying to go to talk to another jump. And some niggas be like, man, I can't fuck with that jump. She's a little too bad. Some niggas
that's a lie.
I'm trying to tell you.
I'm saying
there's a lot of men.
Well, that's why.
There has been some men that have been hit. Them brothers is mad ugly.
That's
and they will shoot they shot.
Look at you. They got gab. They got gab or they got bad. Like they can either talk or they have. Or
the thing is,
and have a big personality.
No, but people probably think that when I talk to them, they're like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" You know what I'm saying? But it's like, yo, if you never try to talk to a bad junk, then you ain't never gonna get you a bad jump.
But
you know
he
what I'm
was
saying?
saying, like, some of them are self-aware.
No, because Jones was like, damn, why would you?
Why do you think why do you think that attractive women say they don't get approached by a lot of men? Why do you
no,
think that?
I'm talking. You talking about the self-awareness as far as
Yeah.
like,
Okay. So this is the thing, right? And this is it's so it hurts to say this to women sometimes, but it's all about not placing your value. It's like the programming we have as human beings is like people's value is based on their physical appearance and like
it's
you know
messed
what I'm
up,
saying?
yeah.
It's very messed up, right? So as women, it's like you have to fight. Yeah, our neighbor be wild.
Yeah, he's
like, he
wild.
be on Call
Shout
of
out,
Duty.
my man,
Yeah,
Love.
you know, so I don't know where his mother is.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
so like a lot of women don't understand that like you have to move in a certain kind of way to overcome that programming your whole life of that valid. You don't even know it, but that's how you're. It's shit that we do as men.
you talking about men.
Just humans, like with the gender roles, like you're programmed all your life to see a certain kind of thing, right? And it's the validation from beauty, right? Like as women are, you know, that's a big thing. So when y'all said that men are hunters, right? You know what hunters do? Like a fucking lion pull up on some gazelles. Guess what he's gonna pick at? He's not gonna go at the fucking fastest gazelle. He's gonna go with the gazelle he thinks he can catch, right? So a lot of women confuse that approach as like, you know, oh, I get guys hollering at me and whatever. And it's like, oh, guys fuck with me. No, niggas are trying to fuck and they think you're an easy fuck. Like, that's why I said it's trash. It hurts me to say, it breaks my heart. But that's what be happening. That's literally what be
That's
happening.
why Jones be like, yo, I was at the store and I had my bonnet on, I had this, I was in the trash, like, yo, I just thought you was Jab Mid, so, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, it's not a, you know, and that's why I said the biggest thing for women is you have to understand that all because you get male interaction doesn't mean that, like, you're super lit. And a lot of women, like, confuse that. I'm serious.
Yeah,
like,
they deserve more.
Yeah, they deserve more than what they get because you might have got, like, a super fire dude
Trying
to
to
fuck
fuck.
with you because he was just trying to fuck and he hit. Now you done fucked a super fire dude.
Now your bars up here, like
that's
I be
what I'm
fucking
gonna
with
get.
families
Like,
that's
nah,
up here. Like
niggas-
now you fuck with one dude
Yeah.
who was like that. He ain't do nothing but hit.
Yeah.
So like you did do that, but don't be moving your bar all the way up here because you hit one random little dude who got a little clout. And like, nah, I only fuck with dudes with clout. Like, no,
But,
you hit
yo-
one dude and he wasn't
So my
trying to rock
solution,
with
you wanted the solution though.
Well,
Okay.
yes, but
Because I was gonna meet in the middle. I said meet in the middle. We was
Okay,
have to
because
meet
I'm
in the
trying
middle.
to understand too. Like you saying that women need to be more like aware of like, you know, how they look. They thinking just because they getting all this attention they up here.
Yeah.
But men, y'all need to do the same thing because some of y'all really,
I agree,
like
I
y'all
agree.
got to be realistic.
I agree, but the only thing the difference is, I will say
So
this:
realistic in terms of
the
what?
bag,
In terms of what?
bag and swag, bag and
Personality.
swag have gotten men to the moon.
Yeah, it's
So
different.
that's why with
Men are
men,
for
you can
beauty,
be a
women
little
for
bit,
protection
yeah, like
and
you can be like
providing.
an ugly dude.
So it's, you know, it's different.
But
like, women are way more lenient. When
Yeah.
I fuck with an ugly dude, like, damn, he's
For
really
sure.
funny. I kind of
he got
around
swag,
him, and I would have never would have
had
thought
sex
this.
good. Like it'd be way more shit
If
than
a
women
man's on
value
that,
more than a
yeah.
nigga. How a nigga actually, women actually value more. This is wild, right? This is about to be this is gonna be super wild, right? I feel like women would rather have like a super, like he might be in the face, unattractive or whatever,
Never.
but he,
Come on, man, you petty though,
he's,
you know what I'm
but
saying? You
he's,
bougie, you know
but
what I'm saying?
he's
Like,
tall.
I'm the same way. No, it's cool.
He's tall
You're
and
different.
very masculine in the sense that he has edge. Like that's because we were talking about that the other day with like a corny nigga. Hold on,
It may not
I
be
think-
ugly.
because it's like because the things that women really value are like the whole looks thing is not as women aren't as shallow as men. Y'all might be in the short term.
You personally might
in the
be.
long term.
But trust me, for somebody who's not the best looking, I'd be like, damn, y'all Jones is all right. Like, y'all be going for shit.
it's
Like,
the,
you know what I'm saying? Jones, I'd be like, yo, because I know I'm not Tom Cruise. I know everybody, but Jones be getting, oh, he's a nice guy. He make me laugh. Blah, blah,
There's
blah.
so many other things
You'll
that
be
women value
surprised,
over
yeah.
looks. And over
Like,
time,
that's a good quality in y'all.
I might not get a girl. I might not get her.
Not
like,
everyone.
I might not get her walking up to her in the club and being like, "Hey, girl, you know whatever." I might not
Like,
get her like
boy,
that.
what you talking to
But
me?
I might get her because she's like Brooke's friend, and she's met me 4 or 5 times when we've all hung out, And like that's how niggas move different. You know what I'm saying? Niggas know their lane and move in that lane to get the most.
Yeah.
Well, that's survival of the fittest. You know what I'm saying?
But, when you're ugly,
trying to,
but also like think about it. If you're super ugly,
man,
right, or you're a trash person, do you think like so? If you just like are not appealing looking for whatever reason, and you know that for whatever reason you might be this, that, whatever. Do you feel like a lot of girls go to them and talk to them randomly and be like, "Hey, boy, I really like you." Do you think that happens a lot or no? If they're like trash, the ugly dudes. For the ugly dudes that you're saying that like, yo, the ugly dudes be hollering at John. So do you think that girls come up to them like a decent amount of like a girl that he would like, a ugly guy? Do you think that?
Ugly for some people is different.
Oh no, okay, no, but I'm talking about someone that's ugly.
picky.
I'm talking about society ugly, whatever. Like, so whatever you think, whatever you're thinking ugly. You think there's a girl that guy, like, cause it can't just be like
that would go up to them.
And a girl that's also of some type of like someone he wants, not just like a.
I'm not sure.
Right.
I mean,
ugly. So you think?
But I would say,
but you agree it doesn't happen a lot. Would you agree it doesn't happen a lot? Not that you don't have a friend that happened to, but. Do you think that it happens less than like an ugly guy's not having a lot of attractive women come up to him?
Yeah, of course, that's gonna happen because he's not physically attractive. But if there's some key thing about him, like if he got a nice body or something like that, then yeah, he definitely go pull him.
For sure.
But I have a friend who literally she goes after medium ugly niggas.
That's cool. Yeah, no, and there's a
because you know what? I'm gonna tell you something though. Ugly people, especially ugly men, they fucking treat women better. That's the real shit. I'm trying to tell you, because I'm trying to tell you. Let me tell you why. Obviously, everything.
Y'all ain't let me get to my point though.
I know. Well, everything's
I was building all that for a point. I was literally
dudes.
going up for a point to connect.
Sorry. I was, the uglies. I get personal with the ugly Jones.
The point that the ugly, because you're vexed like. Damn, like an ugly dude got to know his role. Why is he hollering at these jumps? So listen.
I'm not saying
so no, that's cool.
You're making me the villain.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Heroes.
But listen, I'm just saying so you can kind of connect two things as why. Like you look for answers, it might not be the right answer, wrong answer, but it's like this is why. So them dudes that may not be the best, they might not be the most appealing in terms of their physical for whatever reason. They don't have in general, they don't have a lot of girls coming up to them and being like, yo, hey, how you doing? Like, you're going to be waiting a long time to meet someone that you actually like, that comes up to you if you're like a mid-level guy and you have a junk, and maybe you like girls that are a little bit more cute than another. The chances that like a random youngin that's she's a decent youngin is going to come up to you and do that. But that's why those guys are going out and talking to women that you're like, yo, like I'm way out of your league. Why would you talk to me? You know what I mean? Because like if they sit around and just and wait for the people that are talk to them, they're gonna end up in a bad situation. So like because they may want a girl who they might want, even though they may not be the best, they may want a girl who is a decent looking girl.
But some of the baddest ones have really bad attitudes.
No, that's true too. But that's true as well. But what I'm saying is, if they just sit around and wait for someone that they really want, and you're a mid, yo, if I sat around my whole life and was waiting, and I only dealt with women that have come up to me in clubs and I've been out for a long time. I was at long streaks of going out. If I just only dealt with I've talked to like fucking like 4 women my whole life. Like if you're just sitting around waiting for shit to happen, so if you're not talking to people, but that's why though. It's like and maybe I'll talk to 20 badass jumps. And 19 of them might laugh in my face. And Kurt goes, oh, you fuck boy. But one of them jumps I might get. But if you don't shoot your shot, you're just sitting around waiting for people that is going to talk to you, especially for a man who's a mid-level, not necessarily Tom Cruise or Idris Elba, whoever the hell you're looking at, you know what I'm saying?
Well, Johnny.
So you got to go out. And some men just don't do that, though, because they're not shooters.
Yeah.
So now they just mid, and they're like, yo, I don't really like talking to women. So you just stuck. And you're like, oh, they sissies. That's like, bruh, they don't,
Another thing.
But that's the reason. You understand? That's the reason that men would do that. You may not be able to start counting, but if I don't shoot my shot, how am I ever gonna end up with somebody that I want? That gotta be understandable.
They're not shooting their shots no more. They are waiting for women.
But we're talking about when they were shooting their shots. You were saying that ugly men shoot at women that are out of their league, and I'm explaining to you why that would happen.
Some women do it too. So
but you understand why I was saying that they would do that? Because if they want someone of that caliber.
So what y'all are getting right now is the backlash of the
what?
The confidence, of a woman. Like for me, I'm not a woman that shoots my shot.
Okay.
Because I just feel like it's been ingrained to me that that's something you just don't do. But I feel like when I see a woman do it, and most times she's successful, like
Men are
it just
easy.
gives me like a
Cause they think they gonna
Like
hit that
I
jump.
really love their confidence. Like they really went up there and said, yo.
It takes a lot. It takes more than people think.
It's such an ego stroke.
Yeah, it
For
takes
a woman to come up to you and be like, "What's up with you?"
Cause y'all get hollered at, but you don't understand. It's the same like 30% of men that are doing that, and there's like 70% that just like go out and don't talk to junks.
Yeah, they don't. And
So like it's surprising. Like it's not as easy as you think, but it seems easy because you get talked to a lot. But it's the same percentage of people that do that. There's a lot of people that's like, yo, it's hard to just go up to someone and make some shit happen out of thin air, especially if you're not necessarily, you know, like the most, you know, appeasing person. So it's hard, and it takes courage and shit. You gotta know what to say. You gotta have something with you. Everybody can't. It is not, you know. So it's a tough thing. So like,
that's
to your point though, it's hard. Like you give them credit for that. Like
that's the key.
No, I
No,
really
talk
do.
to you.
But I do
that's the key.
think,
Men got to be ready to holler first. Sorry, y'all got to make sure y'all ready before you go hollering and be in a space where you're confident. Because like women can kind of like sense the confidence.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Even if you gotta fake it, but know you gotta have some kind of confidence in what you're bringing, because that's actually more attractive to women than like even how you look. Really, like it's just wow. Women are. Shout out to women, man. Let me take a shot. Cause
well,
women were like, man,
what picture shot for women?
I was just gonna say, like, for me, I feel like I've noticed that there's a large amount of guys that really do not talk to women at all. And they, like you said, they'll go out, they stand around, they'll sip their drink and go home. And I'm like, what are y'all doing? Just looking. Like, but I, like,
Tinder.
But you're looking at
prime
Tinder.
example. So I went out to the club, like, weekend, 2 weekends ago. And when I went out, all the women were dancing. Just dancing by themselves.
Good old time.
Look what women
And
have
all the
created.
dudes were just standing around looking.
Yeah,
And I was
Hey, you
like,
gotta talk about how it was wild back in the day.
Can I, okay.
and I'm like, yo,
let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Yeah, we don't do that no more because you don't want to go to jail or get canceled because you done walked up behind a girl and you done grabbed her. Oh, what's up, girl? No, I can't even fathom going to the club right now, seeing a woman dancing and getting behind her
Like the
and
old
freaking
days.
at y'all like we used to do back in the day. What? Boy, they fucking locked my ass up.
And you gonna half man, so like, what's happening?
That shit's dead, and it's like this is what women wanted. Women wanted to go to women. For all the women that told me
Like, boy,
when I try to holler at them, girl, I just came to hang out with my girls. I'm just here trying to dance. I don't want to be bothered. Okay, well, guess what? Now we're in a club and you dancing and not being bothered. And niggas are on Tinder. Because guess what? Rejection is a lot easier to handle on Tinder. It's way more easier to fucking slap around.
About Tinder, I was speaking with my male friend the other day. And he said to me, get off of Tinder because it's filled with niggas who can't get pussy in real life.
Jeez, you believe them?
Hey, man.
Yes, I believe him because when he broke it down, he's like, think about it. These niggas 30 years old. It's all these women out here. You could go talk to somebody. You can go do it. But I'm going to give you a disclaimer
please.
And I wanted him to come in
Please.
because I wanted him to explain this point. But anyways, he was like, you could go out, talk to any joint you want, outside, at the store, like rap to him real quick. But you choose to get on the app and you like 30 years old, like get the fuck out of here. Like that weirdo niggas don't talk to them app niggas.
Right.
So I was like, I see your point. But then I also had to put in a perspective of him. And he is attractive. So I'm like, it's coming from a person who does not have to worry about if going smack.
People don't really understand.
I know he has the confidence to talk to any girl like that.
But you feel like, so let's say he was just like an average or whatever, you know, cool guy or whatever, may not be super attractive, and he said that, but you still like, do you take criticism? Did you feel like, oh, I feel him?
I feel him though. I do feel him because at the end of the day, it is a lot of women out here. Why are you having trouble? But but then I think about it from my perspective.
Right. Oh, so now try to think of it from the man perspective. Yeah. What would you come up with as a reason as why a man would possibly be on like?
They don't have the time. They don't have time to.
Okay. So okay. Time.
I was gonna say, or they. Why you make that face?
Because I'm just like I just want to say. I'm. Go ahead.
Can we get more reasons besides time?
Oh, he's like a homebody.
Homebody.
Okay. I'm weak.
Antisocial, hermit.
Antisocial.
Hermit. Okay, cool.
Hermit.
All right, so let me say this.
Or he's new to the area.
He said a
He
hermit.
could be new to the area.
New to the
Okay.
area.
Yeah.
God damn, these are all
Doesn't
good
know
points.
anybody. Yeah.
So like this. So let me tell you something. This goes all back. Y'all be forgetting the male joint of getting to the box. You know what I'm saying? Why would you not keep all of your, if you're a get to the box dude and you're not on no, I'm on it, why would you not keep all your avenues open? Like, cause the thing is, there are folks like, yo, they don't want one jump. They want a lot of women.
No, but
So
that's
the
what
thing
he's
is-
saying.
so-
he said you get
but-
on the app
oh,
just
that's-
for pussy. Like, don't think.
No,
he's
but the thing is, but it's not,
like,
but then
you're
it's
trying to
not saying that those dudes aren't getting pussy. What I'm saying is they're keeping all their avenues open. Just because you meet someone and they're like, oh, he's a fuckboy, you don't get no pussy, like, yo, I'm using every avenue possible to try to meet people. So it's not like I can't do it. Not saying I don't meet youngins outside of this, but it's just saying that, yo, like as a man who, a lot of men is trying to get to some box somehow. Why not throw it out there on GroupMe? Go out there on, you're on any platform trying to get what you can do. So like being on there, I'm not saying that there's not a group of people that may be the case, for sure. I'm sure that's the case for some people.
Okay.
But you can't automatically be back because men is trying to get there, and why close a whole door, you know what I'm saying? For like just because someone's gonna think, oh, you're a fuckboy, like, all right, well, you still swipe right on me, and I'm keeping all my options open. You understand what I'm saying? So it doesn't automatically equate to.
But I will say this, in my experience, every app dude I have met has been weird.
Weird dude, yeah.
100% weird. Like,
So they're on there because they can't do nothing
every
otherwise.
time,
Yeah.
like, it's something
And that's-
with them. They may seem cool the
Something's
first
wrong.
conversation.
Usually.
Might even seem cool
Yeah.
in the first outing, but then they
Yeah.
turn crazy. And I'm
From your
like,
personal experience, it's like they kind of weirdos. That's why you feel like they're on a date.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I don't know. I'm a little
But understand the
scared.
other side of it too. Like it won't be all of them. There'll be some that you'll
Well,
meet, but they just
this is what I was gonna
Yeah,
say about
it's
it.
It's
not
another
good.
good weird. Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
So
It's
with
freak
Tinder,
weird.
Yeah.
let me to counteract that, right? So
It's creepy.
I already told y'all. I told y'all. And what do men do? What do hunters do?
Hunt.
They self-assess and review after every hunt, right? So when Tinder comes along, right? Let's just put it like, cause men are real logical. It's like numbers, shit you can quantify, right? Let's put it together. Let's put it all together, right? I'm trying to get to the box, right? So my avenues to get into the box are going to the club, going out to meet women, like y'all said, right? Going on Tinder, social media, all that
Maybe
shit's all
work,
one. Yeah.
maybe
And then
randomly at the grocery
social media
store.
Tinder is all one, and then grocery store random, at your job, friend of a friend, that's another blend, right? So as men, what men do, like if I'm trying to get all my opportunities to get boxed, right? If I go to the club, right, I'm gonna have to spend. Like I don't even like going to the club anymore because I'm gonna spend at least $100. Okay.
We got like 25.
Yeah. Like I'm gonna spend at least $100. So that's $100. I don't know if you seen Half Baked when he had a little thing. So cha-ching, we're at $100 now when I go out, right? I could with $100, I could pay for the fucking Tinder shit. And it's like $40 or whatever, where that it puts you above all the people that are like just trying to fucking for the free shit, and you actually get hits and can see who likes you and can really deep dive. Yeah, so we're talking about money being invested right now, right?
And that's like
Money, not even the
equivalent of like one
time,
night,
not even the time of having to drive, go to the club, whatever, right? When I go to the club, what's the most women that you ever, like on your best night, you were fucking Dame Lillard at the fucking Garden, like everything was hitting. Like how many fucking numbers or successful romantic relationships would you say came out from one club outing? Like what? Maybe at most your greatest time ever. You got 3 successful blends.
successful because you would go out, you might get 5 or 6.
You get a number.
But ones that's actually on it,
like
yeah,
at least to something.
It would be it would be somewhere.
Then one out and you went out and you met 3 jumps. You fucking.
You might have met 6, 3 of them that was on it because usually you need 5, one
That's
of them will be
what-
on it. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all
Okay.
speed a number, that's cool. Y'all nice
So
for that. You know what I'm
you're
saying?
paying more,
That jump, like-
getting less hits, and you're getting hits that take time to fucking to manifest into shit. I gotta get your number, then I gotta wait, do the whole hit you up, whatever. Like Tinder, I can meet 40 junks in a 40-mile radius, be having conversations with every one of them.
And it's not hard.
It's like,
Hey, why would you talk to me all
I
this
can
time?
see what they
yo, it
look
took me
like. I can
3
go on their
seconds to
social
text you
media.
this.
I can face. I mean, what are we
And I
talking
copy and
about?
paste
Here,
it.
right? Like, why would I go to the club? I'm not a lunatic. Like, I do way more. I can be at work. And that's what men. That's how men look at shit, though. Men don't look at it like the fucking we don't take the scenic route.
Try to go percentages.
We get on the fucking highway and we're trying to figure out what's the fastest way to get the fuck I'm trying to go because I got shit to do because I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? So like, don't look at it like when niggas say dumb shit like that because they're just trying to. There's so much things that men will say that incorrectly educates women because it's just game. They're just trying to fuck. You know what I'm saying? They'll say dumb. Oh man, this
No,
what
he told me this. Like, yo, he's trying to be agreeable.
Yeah, he's just trying to.
Like, oh, it's great that you do this. I don't mind. Like, oh, he's just trying to stay in good graces with you.
Yeah,
Okay,
like,
so
not all the time, but that's the case.
Go ahead.
I have a question for y'all, and then I had a statement. But the question is, y'all don't think there's weird people on there though?
For sure.
Oh, this is where people
weird?
everywhere.
Y'all
Yeah.
not weird? Okay.
Oh, dating apps are.
Of course, there's weird people.
It's a wild. It's a
Hey, yo,
wild.
I would jump out there and say, it's probably like, yo, like 10 to 15% of them probably aren't. If they're not weird, they're like something that's like, yo, like, okay, I see why you on here type shit. Like,
okay.
So like, agreeing with what you're saying. So like, it's not a big pool.
No, I think it is a larger pool of weirdos on the app.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there's like 90%. Yeah, it's like 15%.
It's like 15.
Let me tell you something.
No, I agree. Yeah, no one's arguing that.
Wait, hold on, let me get
Go
this
ahead,
up
go
because
ahead.
I'm gonna forget it.
No,
All right,
you
so
good.
to the statement about you saying guys have to have a certain amount of confidence before they go and approaching women and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So to me, it don't even have to be a confidence thing. If you funny,
So
that's just me. I like them kind of nerdy. I like them a little corny, just a little bit. That's what corny. Yeah, that's me. I'm like to me. I'm like down to earth.
Oh man, corny niggas, what's up, my corny niggas?
Game or whatever. I don't mind that.
Come on, man.
All you gotta worry about is his
Let him go. Let him go.
Call of Duty. Right. I don't play that.
I don't know. No, it's not
Triple cap, triple dusty cap. Alright, look.
Are you serious?
Y'all.
My man be playing video games in the crib.
Watching anime or
Playing
whatever.
video games is corny though.
No, some
That's what I'm saying. Like,
too hard with
there's
the
cool,
games,
super
though.
cool battles to play
You
video
be going
games.
to like the little what is it?
Nobody trying to have them in the street.
I know niggas.
That was cool.
I know niggas look up.
I need a dad now. I don't need no street.
It's murderers that play fucking Madden.
I am not a fan.
Yeah, I'm not trying to ride or die. I'm 30.
I'm not no trap queen.
I'm just saying.
Okay, so what was the rest of the point? What'd you say? What was the?
No, she was saying like she preferred like it's not the confidence thing.
See, but it's not. But the thing is, like, but listen, but y'all not. But like, it's like you're fitting pieces that don't go together. Like, so a person's like the person that you're describing. Not all the time, but it's rare that a person like that is the same type of person that's going to be going out and actively pursuing people.
No, I didn't say
so I'm not saying that. Listen, but I'm not saying it would. So it's not true what y'all saying that he couldn't have success if he does it. But it's just not like it's hard to explain if you're. I don't know if you gotta be a man. What I don't know. But like if you're not that type of person to go do that. You're just not, you know. They're like, oh well, I would go for it. Like, okay, but that and this that. But listen, that goes back. But listen, that goes back to me saying that, and Chris saying that you going to talk to someone like that you would see because it's not in him to do that. And it might be someone that you like, and like, damn, I kind of like he's a little nerdy, but he doesn't. I'm telling you, as a man, he doesn't. That's not his thing. He doesn't do that. So if you, but what I'm saying, so to find one of those guys. You like not saying that you will always be right when you branch out, but like because if you're picking the most handsome guy in there that's getting all the bitches, yeah, he's gonna treat you the same. But if you're truly looking for someone, y'all just sat here and said y'all want somebody corny and regular, you can find someone like that at the club that's not getting that's not the most fire dude in the club to you, and you can go and I'm saying and shoot if you shoot your shot at them. Like I said, it may be more of a thing. Like he don't get a lot of women. He don't do things. But do you understand what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but
that's why you gotta do it.
I'm not shooting my shot no more.
Right.
I'm done.
No, you don't have to.
I'm done.
You don't have to. But those guys are they're gonna shoot your shot at you. But they're not gonna do it. Like not all the. Not 100%.
It could just like y'all
It's
having a
not in
random
them.
conversation and y'all
It's
end up
not
having
in
a
them. You talking
conversation
about corny
between-
dudes. Corny dudes don't go up and talk to Jones that's not their thing.
So here's the thing.
Not saying it never happens, but it's the likelihood that it's going to be happening regular for you or anyone else
You
is not
getting
high.
stuck on the
So no. So what y'all?
like I'm saying,
I be going what people say, Joe. I don't know.
No, but I'm saying those guys. Here's the thing: you can be confident in life, right?
Right.
Like you're confident about yourself as a human being, all this other stuff. But you might not be confident at walking up to a woman and talking to her and doing all that shit. You might not be confident in that or whatever. So when I say confidence in the approach phase, really, that's really the only kind of confidence that really matters. That's why a lot of niggas project false confidence because it's really just confidence in being able to talk to women and they can get through that first little hurdle. And then you figure out that they're trash.
First big hurdle.
Oh yeah.
It's the biggest hurdle.
Yeah, because I'm at the point. I'm like you.
What?
I don't fucking approach women out in public no more. I will see a woman sitting right there, might buy her a drink, but I'm not gonna even ask her for a number. I don't even do that shit. I don't even give women the opportunity to say no. Because why would I when I have so many more less harshful ways to get rejected?
Going back to your
and
point,
more convenient.
man could be on,
so you could be a confident dude and not like holler at women. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of guys also like the reason why I feel like I don't want to stop giving out my number because I feel like you vibe with them, everything seems cool, and then they never text back. Like,
I mean, that happens both ways.
but I feel like that
happens both ways easy. I mean, that's the thing.
It's
like, hard.
But that's just gonna happen. You know what's crazy? I know at least for me, there'll be times I go out, right? You get like however many, maybe get 3 numbers, whatever, 4 numbers, however many numbers it is. And a lot of times, more times than I for sure would think. The youngins that you'd be like, damn, we was really rapping, it was a good jump. I'd be like, yo, she's for sure about to hit me back. And there'll be someone that you had like a quick little, and it was like some slight shit like, yeah, she probably fluked me off. So you trying to think your percentages. Like, all right, so I got this many. She just gave me her jump just because she didn't want me to bother her no more. You could tell, you know what I'm saying? This one was really into it. This like you kind of you're just kind of figuring out, you know what I'm saying, where you're at with it. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we have to navigate as men. Is like this is all these super crazy shit and we put into our head. Yeah, it's too much.
But it's natural. It's not something you have to do. It's a natural instinct to get a good way too.
So you're like,
why would this happen?
it.
It's because like for all these reasons, guys are trying to. And not saying it's right or it's this. And not saying like this is exactly what everybody folks is everyone in the world is doing. We're just talking about in general. Now there are people that are ready for a relationship and they're only looking for that. And when they see someone's bullshit, they're on it. Of course. Yeah. We're not saying that that everyone's like this, but just in general, if you're out here, you're in your 20s, especially in this area. I mean, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot going on. So it's hard to find two people that's on the same wavelength in terms of their intentions, what they want to do, and really being genuine about what's going on. That's tough because a lot of people, going back to what we talked about before, get caught up in the like, yo, she may not be the person I want to marry, but she'll be a person I would love to spend some time with. You know what I mean? So then you just get caught up in those, and it's like, why would you do that? No, we don't have a future. Like, yo, I think this would be fun to spend some. And they're like, but you're doing all this. You're telling me you love me. I know your family. Like, yo.
Yeah, but I'm like,
people
you
be
doing
on
all that, saying all that.
But people be on that.
Don't even lead me down the road that you thinking is. I'm gonna have myself thinking one thing, and then
it's true.
It's not that.
It's unnecessary.
Like, you could have just left me alone.
For sure, could have just left you alone. But guess what? He wanted to spend some good time with you when you had a good, agreeable, positive attitude. He's not telling you like, just so you know, I'm really just here for the sex. I'm fucking other junks, but I want you to still have a good attitude and treat me the exact same as if I didn't tell you that.
That's messed up. Like
that's messed up.
Like that's really ridiculous.
Like but what I'm saying, but that's the thing is for a guy. That's the basic. That's kind of what it is.
That's fine. That can be what.
And it's not. And the thing is, it's not right. But I'm saying that's what be the thought. Like but it's like, why would I make this harder on myself?
It's not right. Right? It's
no,
not
it's
right.
Not right. It's not right because you're misleading them. It's not right.
If people are single, then it's fine to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
All I'm saying
it's
is
misleading.
Just
I'm saying it's misleading.
Say it.
Yeah.
Just say it. If you say it.
But it's gonna detour the way to what they want to get to. It's gonna detour their way to the box.
I get all that. But just fucking say it.
Oh, that's the way it should be.
And I just
fucking say
it. But it's not what it is. That's what it should be.
What he was saying earlier about, so he was saying like he'd rather just like sit out on the side and not really go out or whatever and like go shoot a shot at women because he has other stuff to do or whatever. But see, the way I see it as, if dudes continue to do that whole like, okay, I'ma just do all of this to make you think we're gonna be going down some route or whatever, it causes women to have that trauma and makes us not want to deal with people. And I'm gonna be honest with you, that situation happened for me a little while back or whatever, and because of that, I'm sitting my ass out of dating right now. Like I'm just taking the time for myself because I just can't handle it.
You gotta get your shit together.
Mentally exhausting. So it's just like y'all want us to be like, you know, if once you do find a good girl or whatever, we've already had that trauma or all that, like, you know, all that stuff just coming back at us, and we actually meet a good guy and we finally do. We don't know how to act because of homeboy who just wanted to run around on us and play us.
So when you go back in, I would just say make sure that you're like super aware of red flags and not looking past things, like little things. Not saying that not saying that you would cut it off, but when you're talking to someone, especially in the early stage, and you may be infatuated with them, they're infatuated with you, it'd be all butterfly, you know, it'd be all this, that, and the other. But not saying that same thing could be happening with them. With, you know, they got other people there. You know, you can't. It's with guys, like maybe women, like they really be focused in on one. Guys, they got multiple people that they're really, you know what I mean? Like they're on that same. They're kind of on that same level with. You know what I mean?
And I feel like some dudes don't put all your
eggs in
lie and invest deeply into people, and they know there's no intention.
They're trying to go on a run. They're trying to go. You see y'all. They go on a run. Y'all underestimating the run. Now we're gonna talk about the run.
Like,
I know.
The lens you go to.
But they trying to go on a run with you, like because some of the parents that you meeting, they done met a lot of youngins. They're like, yo, this time I'm bringing people home. But you're thinking it's a big thing for them. It's like, yo, I do this shit. Like,
mom does see 15.
Yeah, but you're taking it as this big, like, not saying you, but you might take it as a big thing.
That's
it's like
toxic.
No, it's very toxic.
It's very toxic.
But they trying to go on a good run.
We women gotta sit here and heal.
Nah, it's trash.
Like that, so we don't seem like we crazy to the dude who's actually treating us right. Who actually know what
when you see those red flags though, like, but I'm not talking about like a little thing.
No, like come out of the blue, like I said.
Okay, so when it's like a big red flag though.
They do.
Hey, but look, don't you can't fuck with big red flags. I'm not saying that you can't work with like quirks. Someone may have like little things, but I'm talking about like when you see when it's someone that you really mess with and you see something that you know you categorize as a big red flag. Because I know for me at least, there are things when I was young, I'd be like, oh damn, I would never do this. I would never ever do this with a young. I can't believe blah blah blah. And then you get put in that spot, you're like, damn, I can't believe I did that shit. You know what I'm saying? And you have to get to a point where there's certain things like, bruh, I know that this type of person is a type of flag where you know this isn't the type of person for me, and it's not like, oh, let me work with him, let's talk about it. Like, yo, just you gotta with big things. Not saying you can't work with someone, but when you see that flag, it's people don't be changing who they are. You see with them flags, you gotta just punt on that shit. Like,
big flags definitely I cut them off. But if it's something that I see like you have potential and it's not that big of a deal for me, and I feel like there's certain things I can work on too that you may not like or whatever. As long as we have that open dialogue or whatever, then that's fine. But like I said, some stuff can come out of the blue. Like y'all could be having a conversation and then everything's going fine or whatever, and then all of a sudden the communication just trickles off or whatever. it's like we no longer talking every day. Maybe it's every other day or every 3 days or something like that. And then all of a sudden, well, you know what? I don't even think I want to deal with you no more. I don't want to talk to you no more. What? Where did it even come on? I thought we were straight.
So
that's weird.
So here's the thing, right? And we got 15 minutes left, and we'll probably
we can wrap it up whenever.
Yeah.
We wrap it up whenever.
So this is the key. I know you probably leave the strategy. I would say is for women, because you'll never know how a man, in my opinion, you won't really know how a man really feels about you until after he has sex with you. Since we already said it's all about the box, right? So I think it's
some keep it going, but you'll be able to cut some out with that. Some keep it going, some you can cut out.
I think as women, when we say like the red flags, what we mean are like, aside from obviously obvious shit, but like you gotta see how someone's treating you on like on a daily, consistent basis. You know what I'm saying? And just literally with men, you have to judge them by their actions, not their words.
So they care about what you're saying, or they doing
because it's really easy.
Dude will show you if he really likes you, he's gonna be in your shit.
Yeah, because a guy that you like more, you're gonna blur the lines a little bit more for. So you're gonna let him. Maybe he might not be showing you that daily affection or things that you want. You're gonna blur the lines a little bit, but then that's something that could cause problems later down the road, especially if he hasn't hit yet. If he's doing certain things and he hasn't even hit yet, there's no chance. That shit's for sure gonna get magnified after. For the most part, obviously, you know, some of y'all some wizards in the bedroom, you know, lock niggas down after, you know what I'm saying? But like for the most part, if I think that's the hardest thing for women to navigate is that you won't really get to know a man's true intentions until after he's been having sex with you like for a little bit of time, and then, you know, because it's like, it sucks, but that's just kind of how it is, you know what I'm saying? Just like as a man, you won't really know how a woman really feels about you until she has sex with you.
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
And because I'm kind of real fast.
Mm-hmm.
So, if a girl, because to me, I have my own opinion about this situation, but if a girl, she's been dealing with this guy and they have been sleeping together, and it's been over a year, but he has yet to commit to her as
that's when you got all the commitment.
So
you got all the. That's all you need to know.
You know,
So
if a dude rock with you young, if a dude rock with you to the point where
he's gonna.
If you're looking for you like you're, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I look like you're looking for a future together. You're on that. If it ain't gonna take no.
On the flip side though,
it ain't gonna take that long.
Well, the title,
no title for nothing. Like,
so this is what I would say. This is what I would say. This is what I would say. You're ready. So for you to ask that in that scenario, like the woman's ready in that scenario, right? You're ready to be. You're ready to be in a committed relationship with the guy, right? He's not ready because he's the one that makes the decision when it happens, right? So he's not ready yet, right? What women need to understand is it's not necessarily like this weird big puzzle why. It could be something that you're doing that may be hard for him to communicate to you. So that happens a lot. Like you'll have a girl, y'all vibe, y'all are cool as shit. At the time together is good, right? But she's not a long-term committed, like in terms of like you're my girl type shit. You know what I'm saying?
And so that's why it's more so like I'm just here to have fun with you.
Yeah, but it'll be.
But see, you asking that question like you know the answer to that. Like, damn, I'm fucking with this guy for 4 years and he don't commit to me. Like, what?
I would communicate.
Like, does he fuck with me? Like, probably not. Like, not like you would want him to.
We're here. I'm following you.
Yeah.
I'm following you. It's somebody who's not understanding what you're saying because I'm repeating the same thing you saying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, to me, leave.
You tripping?
But
well, she also has to communicate it too.
She probably having fun.
Has she communicated? Has she communicated to him as to like why he hasn't committed to her yet? Because that's a big conversation. Because a nigga will tell you. That's the thing. Niggas will tell women like, "Yo, this is what I want from you." Because I've had these conversations with women like, "Yo, okay, you already want to be with me. We're having a what are we talk, right? So clearly, I'm knocking it out the park. I'm getting it in right now. I'm doing my shit. You want to be with me
because you hit me with the what are we?
Yeah, right. So why isn't the analysis like what you might not be doing to make me feel like I'm ready to do that, right? Because when I meet a woman, right, she has to let me have sex with her, right?
She has to.
Yeah, she has to. I can't just. I don't know. I'm not a caveman.
I has to, but okay.
Criminal, but that's what happens. Like I have to present something to her, whatever for her to want to, right? And as women, you have to present something to the guy for him to want to commit to a relationship. That's the thing. So sometimes if it's a guy that you really, really, really like, have a real conversation with him. And be like, I mean, if a nigga's been fucking with you for multiple years, 3-4 years, you know, come on, you can talk to the nigga and be like, what's up? And he'll be like, yo, you know.
He's not gonna tell you.
No,
he's not gonna tell you.
I think he will. I think he will.
But there's a large majority is gonna keep the fucking sex train going.
Oh,
yeah. Like, if it's already going that long, they're not gonna be like, oh, you know what? Now that you really pressed, let me tell you. I've really just been stringing you along.
No, but I think I'm talking about people.
They're gonna go for it.
No, I'm not talking about people that are trying to string you along. I'm not talking about people trying to string you along. Go ahead.
I was just wondering what the conversation is at that point. I mean, at 3 years, what are you even asking?
Exactly.
Right. He hasn't committed.
Like you know the answer's true.
That's true.
I mean, I see that.
I get it. Yeah.
For sure.
I'm saying if you really care, if you really care about this dude, I think you should ask because like niggas will just
ask, but you know what's up. You can ask, but you know what's up.
Well, but I'm saying you're asking because is it something that you can change? Because if this is at least something you can try to
No, I think
share.
it goes back to what Christy is such a name. Chris said about puzzle pieces not fitting. If they don't fit, they just don't fit.
That's
don't
true.
force it.
Hey,
Big on that.
I feel you on that, but I think that's like a loaded thing because those puzzle pieces could mean ideology or it could mean interests. You know what I'm saying?
He's thinking of something, but he's saying there's something that's fixable. So
yeah, I'm saying something that can be fixed.
He's more or less saying that there's something small that might be fixable. It may not be there.
A relationship. So she can work on it.
That's why I should have to
work on it. Then leave.
I know. That's what I'm talking about. Is communicating.
Okay.
That's one of my.
That's great. Twilight.
3 years.
No, hey, 3 years.
For a relationship or for a marriage?
Oh, we're talking about like.
I'm like, yo, you should
Hey, I don't know about y'all, but like. We're talking about like a friends, like a we're talking about a.
I think we all on the same page with that. Like, you obviously know what this guy is going. He gets strung out, man. You know.
At 3 years.
Hey, you know that.
3 years.
He doesn't want you.
That's why.
I don't think it's that though. That's what I'm
But
saying.
he's saying there could be something that you're doing that can maybe.
But you wait 3 years to tell him?
It could be different things.
3 years.
Listen, I'll tell you this. I'm telling you like. I'm speaking for me, right? For me also, I'm giving a perspective. It's probably a really small perspective. It doesn't matter. But like for me personally, like I'm not about to just like jump into a marriage if I don't feel like I'm in a fucking place like.
Wait, we talking about relationship?
No, we were saying relationship.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, a relationship, a committed relationship with a woman, if I don't feel like I'm getting a certain kind of energy reciprocated back, and I feel like I communicate those things, and what happens with women is that's when the work really starts. Like when I have demands now, that's when the work really starts. But because for me to get the hit, that's when you had all the demands. So I'm having to, go to your demands, right? Then you let me hit. Now you want more, right? So since you want more, here are my demands. And for a lot of women, they can't handle what those demands are. So they make it into this whole thing. And I'm like, if you ask the dude that he genuinely cares about you, like, and it's turning into a thing that's fucking up the good time y'all are having, like, because that's what it be. Like, oh, we're not having fun anymore. You're like blowing me by asking me why we're not this, and here's why we're not this. You don't do this.
But a lot of times dudes won't even say that.
And I'm telling you, it's because they don't really care. Like, if you can't have that,
you have every right to roll out.
Yeah, you do.
Like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
You gonna know, man.
Look,
if you really out here looking for somebody
sure.
who's gonna be your lifetime partner, you looking for a serious relationship, yo. If there's any question in your mind, is this dude rocking with me or vice versa, and you don't know, then there's your answer. Because people that really rock with someone find time to like, and like I said, I'm talking like for the most part.
Yeah.
Like,
I believe you.
Like, yo, when a dude really likes someone, you're like, cause he can have a whole list of people that he just lingering, throwing little texts out, cool. But it's gonna be someone that's like, yo, that's my. Like I'm, you know what I'm saying? He's on, and they're going, but they're going to show that. And if you don't know, then that's your answer. It's really easy. Yeah. That's why I said when you like, it's not necessarily what he's doing for you. He's a nice guy. You have a good time together. Blah blah blah. It's like you can tell, just like have like if he got that like extra little whatever. If he doesn't, then it might be a little bit of a fight because you gotta get somebody that really really rocks with you. But it's you gotta believe it when you see it. Believe what they're.
If there's doubt that he rocks with you. I would
like, all right. And maybe you're wrong, but most of the time when you make that decision, like, I just really can't call it, like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, if you confused.
Yeah, and look, and you might be out one time, and you be like, damn, and you done lost one, because maybe that guy was like, damn, I'm just like, emotionally shut off, or this or that. But for the most part, if you go with that tactic, like, all right, you just, you know what I'm saying, you punt on it, then, I feel like it'll come out right more times than not, because, like, bro, you see what's going on. It's not hard to see,
actions. Men talk about actions.
Yeah, like,
you know what I'm saying?
And that's like, we go out every week, we see, we fuck, we blah, blah, blah. Like, no, like, he's gonna go out his way to do things. You say something, he notices that. It's like, damn, he went out of his way, he went and got me this before he came over, blah, blah, blah. He remembered I said this a couple of days ago. Like, they're gonna go above and beyond. Not just regular shit, like, we text, we do this, we do that. Like, no, he's gonna be doing shit to let it be known. If he really rocks with you, but you might just be someone that's like, all right, I met him on some fluke shit, let me just throw a couple texts, see what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And go from there. But also some things have to start like that. Everything ain't gonna just start like you have to start somewhere.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So, but it shouldn't be hard.
Have a conversation.
After a while, you're dating. Like you go on a couple of days. Like you should have a pretty decent idea.
Yeah. And if
you're still wondering like what's up, like then you have your answer.
You bring up the conversation. He doesn't want to have it. flukes you off.
'Cause men be doing
that's
that
all
too.
you
Men
need
be
to
wilding
know.
out.
You
Like,
don't
I mean,
really
everyone
care.
does that. I be like, son, what are you doing? Son, you getting bullied and shit. Like,
Yeah.
they be like, oh, yeah. I'm like, hey, but like, whatever you like, man.
And
Whatever.
we can get into some of the factors why men.
We gotta wrap it up,
later.
though.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the for the
It's
next.
about-
Some
yeah,
of the
we
factors
ate-
why men will be like, yo, I'm not trying to commit to a relationship. You know what I'm saying? We'll get to that. You know, but
We'll get into it.
I appreciate, we appreciate everybody coming out. We gotta take one last shot. It was
something.
Yeah, let me
More.
get, appreciate everybody coming out. I think it was a good session, man. You know what I'm saying?